Yowzers. Let me see if I can replay that. Oh, here we go.
Hey, say Clay, fuck we doing, slugs? Cam, where the fuck we at?
I gotta splurge on the fucking beat, you heard?
Ooh, just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the set. Tell that little bitch if I'm back. Can't get your bitch off my back. Roll, tell me no 50 if she get iffy, we get in the strap. Too high, just buzz on the pack. We said it straight, just try right. Mama forgive me, I think they gon' get me. That's why I be towing the strap. R.P. Miller, this man. These niggas gon' fall like a man. Ay, 2 shots, man down. Wrist gon' bust down. Might drown, and I'm in zone. Touchdown, and you're crushed. It's nice. I deserve a free throw, cause niggas living foul. Funny, I ain't fucked on your bitch in a while. You can get the hands, no Kobe, Chris Childs. TNK, you're fucking, I'm Mr. Childs. Ooh, just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the set. Tell that little bitch if I'm back. Can't get your bitch off my back. Off-white shoes, I'm racist. Fuck up the rest, I'ma take it. Remember we tried out the vacant. Remember we tried out the basement. Remember they said I won't make it. One time I tell you won't take it. Hit that boy right on the pavement. Watch that boy even like me, he hate.
Water do hell in my stick in the coat. She call you Sally, my dick in her throat. Ain't got no red, little nigga alone. Still do the most, walk around with the toes. Yeah, you better leave me alone. You can get small like a cone. Boy, you a chicken, I'm back to the bone. Sipping on Remy, but digging your kitty. I feel like a semi, you hear me. You feel me? She see me, she dig it. Right on the dick, pussy pop like a willy. Shawty a roller, I looked at my Rolodex. Been for that hoe that you cup, you ain't know it. Yeah, ain't with that plan, you know it. And walk on the water, look how this wet. If you're a village, she shaking like jello. Lil' mama asking high. That shit got me too right. Some bad ass on walkie, that shit got me too right. She wanna do business and I'm fucking tonight. Yeah.
Just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the set.
Yo. What's going on, everyone? Listen, I'm getting prepped and ready. That's why I'm blessing you today on this glorious Sunday with some of that beautiful, don't you agree, music from Akil. I mean, Akil VCR. Follow him on IG. You already know what it's hitting for over here. Listen, we're going to be doing things a little bit different because the realest thing I ever heard from yesterday was be yourself and be myself. I will be. Listen, welcome to the channel. Way Too Fly is taking an immediate left turn for the better. See, what's going to be happening from here on out, people, is realness. And we're going to be taking realness to a level that unreal niggas, black people, all people, white people have never seen before. Because see, what's going to be happening is that you're going to be hearing things from a woman's perspective, unhinged. That's right, people, unhinged. So listen, if you think you have smoke to bring, make sure you hit the cash at $20 to get onto the channel. I'm going way off base, off reservation. If you are a person that's, oh, lady should speak, get the fuck out the room. If you're a person that says, wait a minute, Too Fly, wait, don't do that, get the fuck out the room. This is for grown people. This is for adults. Because, see, I'm tired. I'm really tired of the 1 minute you got to be this, 1 minute you got to be that. That's why a lot of women out here are confused. Because, see, there is no line in the sand. If this is a man's world, then you fuckers are confused. You guys have been setting the tone. We've been following the rules. We've been playing by y'all game. Glass ceiling's been breaking. Just a whole array of bullshit's been happening. And let me tell you something. I'm not here for it. But I'm definitely here for the smoke. Listen, everyone, I want to welcome you to New Regime Entertainment. Way Too Fly. Listen, go over, subscribe. I want you guys to see how you can live both. You can live a substantial life. You could be cool, taking photos, be strolling through the begonias. But when it's time to get real, all that shit go to the wayside and it's time to come to work. So that's where we are right now. Okay, everyone. So I don't know why New Regime is putting in Cash App for Sean Brown because this is a lady show. You guys see what's going on. Hit way too fly, or if you guys feel more comfortable giving Sean his money. I know you guys don't like giving whores money. So fuck it. I don't know if it feels better for you to give it to my pimp,
TV
Sean Brown.
Real. TV real.
But we going off. Listen, if you don't get the jokes, I get it. This is it's above a lot of you guys punching weight class.
Why don't you give us a roundabout what you think of men still like?
So today's topic: when did men stop liking whores? So I know you guys are probably up to you guys should be up to speed about what's been going on lately. What's been happening lately in YouTube world is that I have been the poster child of whoredom, so to speak, right? And so the first thing I had to do was reflect on to what's happening right now. Like I really don't understand what's happening, so I had to really take a step back last night and really see. And what I came to the conclusion was, oh, okay, I get it. See, I slipped out and just vanished into thin air. I didn't know people were looking for me. I didn't know people was brewing and stewing on this shit. So fuck it, let's get it. When did men stop liking whores? That is the question I pose for today because I'm confused. Because see, a lot of you men are married to whores, have children with whores. Your mama's a whore. And y'all some whores too. You got a lot of men out here that do whorish shit, like do whatever it takes to get a dollar or some views or some attention, like whores do. So I was trying to figure out the differential here because, again, if this is a man's world, we're lacking. If y'all are supposed to be the protectors, the orbiters of what and should be, what it be in the world, you guys are lacking. Now, I open up the discussion, but I will, should I say, open up the panel for people to call in, but let's get into it as far as what is the definition of a whore? Now, I'm going to put in Webster's dictionary, Urban Dictionary, and we're going to compare the two, if you guys don't mind. Again, if you guys like content like this, make sure you guys are hitting the Cash App. You can send it over to me, Way Too Fly Baby. You can send it over to Sean Brown. Either way, it's all coming into the pot because we're a power couple. Okay? So it don't matter. Just send money. All right. Support the channel because, again, at the end of the day, this is for y'all. This is what you wanted. We only go by what the consensus say. So we're going to look up what is a whore. Can anyone in the comment section tell me their definition of a whore, if you don't mind? And I'll wait. Definition of a whore. Also, we can also see like comparative analysis, right? Like who is technically a whore, right? That'll be interesting to see. I know. TJ says a person that gives a body. What's going on to Mike Johnson? I know. Take your time. I know it's going to be hard. It's a lot of definitions, but hopefully what we're going to do is break this down logically, intellectually, because I see that there's a lot of people that don't like me slinging big words. It goes above their head. I understand. Someone who lacks sexual discipline. That's a good one, Gold Phoenix. I kind of like that. We're going to dig into that. All right, so let's get into Webster's dictionary since 1828. Their definition of a whore, there's two entries, meaning one describes it as a noun. The second describes it as a verb. All right, so definition of a whore, somewhat old-fashioned, a person who engages in sexual intercourse for pay, synonymous with prostitute. Number two, offensive, if we're using the word as an offensive way. A promiscuous or immoral woman. Number three, a male who engages in sexual acts for money. Whoa, now wait a minute, Webster. You put the men in there. That's interesting. So a male who engages in sexual acts for money. So that means that a whore could be a man or a woman. Is that safe to say, Sean? Turn it down. You just going off, Lord. What do you say to that, baby? What do you say to the definition of a whore is a person who engages in sexual intercourse for pay, a promiscuous or immoral woman, a male who engages in sexual acts for money?
I think any human who engages in sexual acts for money, that's a whore.
That's a whore. Okay. So let's put it into a verb. So, intransitive verb, to have unlawful sexual intercourse as or with a prostitute, or to pursue a faithless, unworthy desire. Interesting. So whoring could be a verb. It could be a noun. I want to point out the one that stuck out to me, which was to pursue a faithless, unworthy desire.
I've been a hoe.
You been... we talk about whores. We talk about hoes.
Oh, okay. I've been hoeing out here.
Oh, my God.
My thoughts going on. I'm sorry. We gonna be real.
Oh, Jesus,
I've
Lord.
been hoeing since 98. if that's what it is.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. King Dent said, damn, I've been a whore.
Everybody coming to realization.
Everybody. Listen, this is Sunday school, people. We here to teach people, okay? Listen, if you hit the Cash App, pay your 20, you come right on in. I'm with the smokes. I don't even care if you come in here saying, you're a whore. No one cares. Long you hit the 20, listen, all right? We hoeing for show, all right? So listen. Because if we gonna hoe, we gonna get paid right.
So right now, you think since we taking Cash App, is we whoring?
We are whoring. Wow. All right? Okay? Oh, he done fucked up. What the?
You let this twist up like
no, you let it twist it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's hard to get my hoeing together.
Oh my God.
Can you hear yourself?
No, I can't hear me. You're done.
You still plugged in?
I am, but you done messed me up. Because you didn't got so
hold on.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, y'all. We had a slight technical difficulty because he didn't got excited. We was talking about whores.
My titty slipped out and everything. It was a mess.
Yo, we getting into it. Whores are like candy bars. Okay, so let's go to Webster Dictionary is technically the universal dictionary that we all use, white, black, all people. So it's an American dictionary. So we're going to go to the Urban Dictionary,
right,
which is for the niggas. Niggas they have to have their input too. All right. Whores. A woman very willing to participate in sexual acts, including but not limited to making sex, sending nudes, accepting money for sex, etc. Generally insecure and lacking self-respect and morals. Wow. It's getting thick in here. So let's dive into that a little bit, because I feel like black people and niggas, there's a separation.
True.
Okay.
I agree.
And niggas idolize whores. Black people don't. And I think the ones that wage war or cause confusion is the niggas masquerading as black people.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, we'll take, for example, you have men out here that say, I'm a good man, I'm a good father, I have a good job, right? They will secretly look for hoes on Instagram, whores on Instagram. They will partake in paying for sex with whores.
How much?
I mean,
does it matter if it's not a lot? Does that make her not a whore?
I'm see, that's the thing, because if we take it as far as a range, we will be calling Rihanna's, Nicki Minaj's, Beyonce, we will be calling those whores.
Super whores.
Super whores.
If we go by their situation.
But is that because whores are quantified by numbers? So does that mean you're less of a whore
if you don't make a certain amount of money?
If you don't make a certain amount of money. So and to me, I look at it as, what about the whores that sit quietly, find a man, and don't want to be revealed as a whore again? Those are the whores.
He talking about a lot of y'all mamas out there.
Yeah, a lot of your mamas, a lot of your wives. Because the last time I checked, when you get married, you should be virginal.
So you saying you asking, you're not saying. So if you married your wife,
she was a whore.
She wasn't a virgin.
She was a whore.
And we're gonna put it as a question: was she a whore?
No. If you stepped up to the plate and you married, and meaning, let's put it to this way. Let's put it to everyone. If you had sex with your girlfriend, if you took her out on dates, things like that, whatever case may be, you step up, you make her a fiance becomes a wife.
You make an honest woman out of her.
You make an honest whatever. Does that mean she is no longer a whore? Does that mean she was a whore? And does that mean you excuse the fact
that she's a whore?
That she was a whore, and you're saying, she's a good person. So let's break it down as to, okay,
and can whores be good people?
I mean, this thing can go. Listen, this is this thing can keep on.
It's a conversation gumbo.
G Friday says you got grades to it, high class hoe, etc. Listen, if there are people that can educate us on it, please call in.
But we gonna get 30-45 minutes out on how we feel, then y'all be able to come in.
Absolutely, because I want you guys to really, 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 really understand what's happening right now. And I'm speaking to my ladies. Ladies,
you know some of them whores. I'm asking. I'm a sidekick in this show, so I'm just asking. Are you friends with girls that you know already?
Yes, absolutely. I am friends with I'm friends with whores. I know whores in my family.
Right.
I know whores that I don't necessarily know. I can spot a whore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where I look at it as the name at this day and age doesn't mean anything. It holds no weight. It holds no water. That's how I looked at it. I looked at it as like, well, wait a minute, hold on, time out. If that's the case, then we're all whoring. The ones that whore the most, to me,
here we go,
are like corporate job having whores. These are the people who do anything. Like, you will sacrifice time with your family, you will sacrifice time with your children, you will sacrifice time with your wife to always get the money, which to me is the definition of a whore. She's trying to do whatever it takes immorally to get money. And there are a lot of men that do that. So wouldn't they be considered a whore? But then people will flip back and say, oh, well, this is a man's world.
Right.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
See, you can't. This is why I can't get nothing done with you, because
listen, I'm the sidekick on the radio show today, so I'm just throwing mess. That's all I'm gonna do. Because some people, they buy Pandora gifts for their whores.
Jesus,
I ain't
Lord.
did that.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, help me, Jesus. Okay, listen.
Get back on track. Now you can't let me take you off track. I'm the sidekick.
Leave me alone. All right. Okay, so I'm sorry, y'all, because please believe that I'm taking this seriously. All right.
I'm messy, dressy. Keep going.
You are messy. So let's talk.
What's your definition of it, right? You tell me right now. You got a son, right?
Mm-hmm.
He bring you a little girl, say, I'm in love, mama, I'm in love.
Yeah.
You hear what she say. What makes her a whore in your eyes?
Okay, so let me be clear, or let me be honest. If I have a son, he comes up to me.
Right.
I'm looking at her character. There are certain things that I believe that women should do to protect themselves when moving in life.
Right.
And so usually what whores will assimilate to is they will stop talking and be quiet. That's what I notice with whores. Whores have really good mouthpieces. Like they really can talk up on game. They know how to talk to men. They know how to finagle money out of men. They're able to do it. Some of the best whores never leave their houses.
Woo, pressure.
Some of the best whores never leave their houses. Like they're able to have it where plenty of men are coming in and out. They pay for rent. They pay for cell phone bills. They pay for their day to day. They pay for groceries and stuff like that. A lot of whores are able to serenade men to take care of their children. You know, things like that. So I used to look at it as, okay, a whore is a person that is using what she needs to, using what, you know, her body or whatever to survive. To survive.
Right.
Because when you think about it, if you're a woman who is doing the right thing, right, you will be up against men who absolutely identify with whores. How do I know this? I have friends who will say this. I do everything for my man. I cook, I clean, I take care of his kids, this and third. But he likes to go to the strip club. He fantasize over women or watch porn.
Right. And all those porn girls whores.
And the porn girls look nothing like the people, look nothing like the girl.
Right.
They'll overhear their boyfriends or their husbands have conversations with their men, with their male friends or whatever the case may be, and talk about whores. They will congratulate their sons if they get a piece of ass.
Right.
And not tell the boys, hey, you know, like, you know, look for a good girl or save yourself and things like that. And so what happens to a woman, she will start to put two and two together. Okay, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, talk like a duck. Okay, so then women will start to do this.
Well, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, well, the first thing will be this. It will be, I'm going to get racy lingerie. I'm going to change my hair color. I'm going to, you know, pretend or role play.
So now they're putting on whore costumes.
Yes. And that will get the guys going. So that's why.
For a while.
And then what will happen is, so now that you've reached into the taboo jar and it's no longer taboo, men will start to go out. Men will start to say, okay, well, I see that you're trying, but see, they want to isolate you, right? They don't want you to be a whore, or at least subjectively.
Right.
They want to go seek their whores. They want to have that difference, that differential. Like, okay, I have a good woman at home. She's virginal. She's sweet. She's nice.
She bakes cookies.
You know what I'm saying?
And make raviolis.
Exactly. Because men are just as territorial as I would assume women are. They want their piece of pussy.
Right. That's why the mafia would do nasty stuff with the girlfriend and hardly ever even show any affection toward the wife. Exactly.
And what's sad is that the wife is the one like, fuck, I want to get fucked. Like, I want to fuck my husband. I want, you know what I mean? Because women don't realize that, wait a minute, hold on, time out. Like, okay, I'm the good girl. I get treated nice, but I ain't getting no dick. Like, I'm trying to figure, which is, sex is just as important to some people as breathing. Right? That's like one of the main things that we all talk about is, hey, I'm not getting no sex. Everything that we do, especially niggas, sex. You look like you're a 5.6. Why are you judging a person by their looks? Why? Because you're trying to imagine them as far as a fuck buddy, as a sexual person. When we do these things, everything is circumvent to sex. And so I feel bad for the good women.
Right.
I feel bad for them because they're the ones that usually take to being a whore the hardest. Because, see, they don't have anybody to guide them through it.
Right.
They just don't. They're just looking at it as, like I said, someone watching TV, watching someone twerk and say, okay, I'm going to twerk, and then go outside.
And they don't know how to monetize it either.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if they do it, they are rain, hail down on. But then, like I said, they're looking like, well, wait a minute, Megan Thee Stallion's doing it. Beyonce's doing it.
But
Shaka Khan was doing it.
But they're playing a caricature of a whore. They don't actually have to physically do it. They're writing a poem about being a whore. They're doing a interpretive dance on being a whore.
So that's why I said
So
being
they
a whore.
whore.
So my thing is this. So okay, fine.
Right.
So then let's talk about the women, right? That are whores. They're whores like deep down inside. They know what they done. And they don't speak. Because if that's the case, that means anyone that is not a whore can pretend to be a whore.
True.
And anyone that's a whore can just pretend to be a whore and just not do horror shit anymore.
Yeah, but we're making whore like it's a permanent stamp, isn't it?
Well, that's how people are making it. People are making it seem like
that's like saying if you were broke before trucking, at heart, you still broke.
I mean, we're looking at the natural progression of things in life. If you claiming that you make $4,000 a week,
right,
and you are in a wood panel house, if you are in a Section 8 housing, if you are still getting your appliances and stuff from Walmart,
right?
Because see, why would you tell me you're making this type of money, but then you're still frugal and you still have no taste? I don't understand it. Right? Because again, if you're drinking bottles of Douce,
right,
but then all of your furniture is from Rent-A-Center, it's almost like I said, the thing with getting money. People think that getting money takes you to a higher level in life. It doesn't. It just means you have money.
You have access.
Yeah, that's
you have
it.
Options to purchase things, but that's not going to give you the actual class to elevate yourself.
True.
So there's a lot of rich po people.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can pay for school, but you can't buy class.
You pay for school, but you ain't gonna get the grades.
Yeah, so shout out to Jay-Z for that one. Right. But so when I after yesterday, seeing, I mean, Guilty went back to, I heard the age 14 or 15. So he went further back than people. Hold on. He went further back than jobs that go back 10 years. Like to trucking jobs go back 10 years of your life.
What year was Guilty 14?
If
he's 48.
Yeah.
When he was 14.
What year was that?
Was he boogalooing and
do the boogaloo?
This is the 70s?
Do the boogaloo. Listen, fuck all that. Listen,
you ain't no pictures on Instagram back when you was 14, so we can't even pull your card. Polaroid ass. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. The point that I'm trying to make is, and this is to the ladies. I'm doing this for the ladies because I was shocked that women had anything to say.
They've been there too.
Yeah, because a lot of, like I said, a lot of women, majority of the women are whores.
That's a rough statement.
It's not a rough statement. That's a true statement. Like if your grandmother, your mama said that, don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing.
Your grandmama was a hoe.
Grandma was a hoe.
No, hold on. What level of hoe was my grandma? Now, what you saying? She was busting it open and spreading it low? Was she sucking and touching in the car?
I mean, well, I'll put it to you this way. Okay, let's put it to you this way. If you have children and you were not married, technically you're a whore. You practice a lot. I love how women do this. This is the one thing I love. I love when women say this. They're like 3 months pregnant, by the way. I didn't even know I was pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant. You're a whore. That means that you're fucking so much at that alarming of a rate, you don't even know when your period's coming on, off, around, and about. Another type of whore is this. This is another type of whore. I'm on YouTube just to do YouTube. Because the worst type of whores to me are attention whores.
Don't want no money. Just
oh God, you like at least whores get paid. They getting some type of at the bare minimum. They're getting some money.
They can go to Waffle House, get a meal. At least.
Gotcha.
So that's the whores that doing all that whoring on the internet and then calling their brother and be like, "Can I borrow $20?" What? Ain't 4 dudes been over there this week? You ain't got no money. And you know my grandma was. You know my grandma was a hoe.
Really?
You know my grandma told my cousin
what?
She said, if you go outside and come back here with a beat up wet pussy and broke, you stupid. She said, any woman with a wet pussy should never be broke. Now, I do not disagree with grandma.
I don't.
But grandma was home.
Okay, so my grandmother had all her children with her husband. So technically, by optics, she's not a whore. That's
but your granddaddy won't go nowhere.
You didn't go nowhere now.
Let me tell you, she knew some techniques now. Don't get it twisted.
Yo, so like I was looking at it as like
she kept her jacket clean.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so that's how you maneuver. See, it's the optics, right? So what I said to myself was, I was like, all right, cool. This is how I'm gonna duck. This is how I'm gonna duck out of the whole whore thing. Right? Because my thing is anyone can call you a whore. Anybody can call you a whore. Anyone can make names about you, whether it's true or not. Fuck all that. I said, I'm going to maneuver with life and not get pregnant and not just have people's children.
So you've never been pregnant?
No. So what I've done is this. I've said, okay, my aunt has 8 children by, I think about 6 or 7 guys.
Ooh.
My aunt that raised me, she was a virgin up until she was 38 and she died at 39.
Wow.
And then
she should have hold out.
So all right, y'all. This is how it goes down. This is how it went down. I grew up in a household. My grandfather, my grandmother, they were married. They took me in because my mother had got pregnant at 16, 17.
That's that hoeing?
Well, no, let me break it down for you. Let me break down why I feel this way or how I came to be. My mother had me at 16. Cool. My grandfather stepped in. We're going to take care of your child because you fucking out here and you're not going. There's nothing that you can pass down to the child. So you're going to go out and work. You're going to be like the dad. So that's what her thing was. My Aunt Mel, God rest her soul, she was a virgin. So she's the one that mothered me, baby me. She's the one that taught me a lot of different nuances as far as how to maneuver as a lady, how to conduct yourself as a lady. I'm seeing the interactions of love and affection with my grandma and grandfather. Like I'm seeing their friendship. I see them go through ups and downs and all that. My mom, because she's going out into the world, she has to work and she's seeing other people that have children and they've done it the right proverbial right way, which is like have the daddy with them. She's starting to develop a ice heart and she's like, fuck niggas. So now I'm seeing that. And then my aunt, the youngest baby, she's just flat back horn. She's just having kids to be having kids.
Flatback horn is rough. Like that's hard horn.
The reason why I say it because none of her children, to my understanding, at this point, they're on child support.
She don't even know who the daddies of these people is.
Yeah, she don't know. That's why they're probably not on child support. So I'm seeing four women's perspectives. I'm seeing a wife's perspective, a virgin's perspective,
right,
a man-hater perspective, and then a true horse perspective. And so growing up, I'm able to see these interactions and formulate my own opinion of how each woman should be or what type of woman I would want to identify most with. And the one I identify most with, believe it or not, is none of them. Because I looked at it as you can't be one way in life. You have to be able to pick and choose and be a chameleon because how they are at this decade of their lives is not how it's going to be when I become their age in life.
True.
So I just took the lessons, seen how they handled it, seen the good and the bad, and said, okay, so I'm going to pretty much be making my own way in life. Right.
Right.
Now, with that being said, when I went into the world, all that being a whore and all this other stuff, whatever the case may be, it was not as rampant as it is now. Like, it just wasn't a thing. Like, calling someone a whore or whatever the case may be, get you killed in the streets. Because the way they looked at it, you had to be the person that laid down with that person to call them a whore. You couldn't just call people whores. Because you could call your grandmama a whore, you could be calling somebody else a whore. Like, you didn't know. So it was very distinctive that you watch who you called a whore because you could be easily talking about somebody, mama, grandmama, children, whatever the case may be.
True.
As we move forward in life, what women have caught the drip on was, wait a minute, hold up, time out.
Whores are winning.
Whores are winning, because when you have popular rap artists, song artists, I mean, I've even heard country musicians talk about whores.
Right.
When you see that that's the thing, and then whores are being idolized, meaning they're getting paid, meaning they're wearing the whore tag, doesn't mean they're a whore. You don't know, but they're playing a whore.
Roll well.
It's like, well, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, then fuck it. I'm gonna take a stab at it, because who the fuck want to be a broke whore? When you think about it, right? Like, who, like, that's what this is all about. Who wants to be broke after enduring all of this backlash?
You're not called a whore.
At least you're not called a whore. So, like I said, I started to break it down as to, okay, what makes more logical sense? Should you care that people call you a whore? Because I look at it like this: you call me a whore, I'm still standing.
Fair.
So it's not like I evaporate into vampire dust when I step out into the world.
The sun sees me.
I look at being a whore just like someone being gay. That's how I looked at it. I looked at it as
alternative lifestyle.
Yeah, no one knows that you're gay. You don't, like, it's not like gay people are wearing a shirt that says, "Hi, my name is, I'm gay." Like, it's not like that. You can walk through life.
You just can't be caught.
You just can't be caught. But here's the thing: if you're caught, is it really that bad? Because men love whores.
Yeah.
So the it's a mind fuck, right? It's a really sad
they
mind.
Even say it when they're having sex with their wife. Well,
yes,
you're a nice little slut, aren't you?
Slut, are you?
Or you spit on it. You're so nasty.
Yeah. So
they turn around and be like, "Oh, you must be a great woman," walking outside the door.
I think the reason why men like Guilty and Trucker Red don't like someone like me is because I'm not a dumb whore. They think, oh, she's out here running around the begonias and taking pictures, and she's not owing her whoreness. Oh.
But see, he gave a stamp to his old lady because he gave her marriage without a dowry.
So let's get into
without money,
that.
Without assets, without land. You gave her that, but it's her whore umbrella. It's like, I can't be called a whore.
But here's the thing: who gives a fuck about whores from broke men?
Ooh, I'm out this now. Listen.
Now, when you're
hold up, stop. You about to blow the chat up. Number one, hit the Cash App if y'all are liking this type of content. So you saying just because they're broke, they don't get a say?
If you don't have money,
right,
and you're speaking on money shit, you're not talking money over here. That's how I look at it.
So you too broke to have an opinion.
You're too broke to have an opinion. You cannot be screaming for the rafters in the middle of your kitchen while your daughters are trying to get Kool-Aid, talking about whore, when at the end of the day, you're the biggest whore. You the one that does the most for the least.
Yeah, because he is not getting paid.
You're just not. You're not. I just look at it as, oh, drop the link for the StreamYard. My bad, y'all. One second. My bad. StreamYard is in the chat. Listen, if you're offended,
you're not getting in.
Listen, if you're offended, call in. If you're not, call in. But most importantly, when you do call in, make sure you have the $20 sent to the Cash App, Way Too Fly Baby, or Sean Brown. Y'all know how this goes. I love to hear y'all opinions. Like I said, I don't give a fuck how you feel.
It's like if you're poor and talking about who's a whore and who's not, it's like being like, you know what? I'm mad as hell that Corvette put a 6-cylinder in there and you can't afford to buy a Corvette anyway. Yeah, nah, see, that's what make me mad about them Rolls Royces. Like, bro.
Especially when you're buying your wife Pandora gifts, because Pandora is actually
that's
for Panhoras.
That's high class.
That cheap ass shit, it's not even made out of real materials.
No, Pandora's real nice. That's high class stuff.
I mean, if you love her, you get her stuff from K Jewelers. Kiss her with a K.
Every kiss begins with K.
Doom.
See, I thought that if it ain't from Tiffany's, it ain't real.
Mm.
So if this
And high class whores get Tiffany's.
This is how you know you poor. If your wedding ring is under 15 grand, you're poor.
Ah.
Period. Everybody think about how much you pay for your wedding ring.
Yeah.
If it's under, that means you didn't either have the capital or the credit to purchase it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1 second. There's no one in my cash yet. Don't be surprised when I ask you the kid shit.
No, go to the look at the private chat.
Oh, private chat. Okay. Oh wait. So hold on. King Dens, did you put in your $20, King Dens? We do have him. He's ready to come in. I'm ready to open up the phone lines. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to open it up because I would love to hear you guys' opinion. We with the shits today. We with the shits every day. Because like people said, be yourself. So here we are. Let's see. King Dent? Let me know in the private chat.
Called King Dents.
Okay.
You and yours?
No, I got nothing, man. Go ahead and hit the cash app.
What did
he just said, "Damn, I've been a whore."
Then he left.
I think that's all he wants to say.
That's all he wanted to say.
Money Mike says, "Damn, 15K wedding ring." That's that. Yeah,
dude. And let me tell you, from the dudes, the people I know, that's low, bro.
Yeah,
that's low.
I mean, you got women that accept. Let's just put it in perspective. When you are a wife, right? You are under the impression that you will be under the protection, the security, the tutelage, and the direction of a man. Usually men determine their worth by providing a domicile,
right?
You know, house, cars, they take
luxuries of life,
things like that. And if they're really good, they will do it without the woman having to work. Right? So if you're laying up in an apartment with your husband, fail. Everybody talking about you. They just don't say nothing.
Right.
You know, they hit you with, this is what niggas hit you with. Girl, he got potential.
Right. Well, really, you supposed to have the
supposed to
have the piece of land, and then you supposed to build the house from scratch so she can pick what she want in it before you even propose.
Yeah. So it's like,
so y'all struggle loving.
Yeah. My thing is, like I said, there's a lot of things. If we're going to take it, if you're just going to just call me a whore, then what we need to do is put all things in perspective. Let's put it all into perspective, and let's really iron out who really whoring out here. If you have to work overtime at your job,
you're a whore.
You're a whore. If you have to leave your house to prove that you a nigga without payment, you're a whore.
Yeah, you're a free whore.
If you looked at other people and say, why cannot I? Why can't I do this YouTube shit? Trucking all kinds of shit. Shit. Why can I talk into a camera and just say fuck 8 times a day?
Uncensored Unbothered said it's said that if the ring should equal half of your salary, I believe. Not sure about that percentage. Ouch.
Wow.
So that means average person's making 50. That means $20,000. I was $5,000 under.
High class strip clubs cater to married men. They're usually the higher earners and pay a premium for better than wife women.
Really?
Yeah. So, okay.
So there's a whole industry for married taken men to see women they're not supposed to see.
Well, this is what I will say before I dive into that. I'm appalled that every stripper or any woman that was a stripper
ain't in here.
And most importantly, I'm surprised that they even allow to be called whores, because there's a lot of strippers. They are not whores.
Right.
They're like, yo, man, I'm dancing. And that's the fuck it. That's all we're doing, bro. Like, what else are you talking about? Now we can go to the VIP and shit like that. And like they used to say, there's no sex in the champagne room. The reason why you have this environment for there is because if it is going to go down, you're paying top dollar, bro. If you don't want to pay top dollar, you go out there to the people that's walking the walk, the catwalk or whatever the hell that shit is called. The whole walk, whole stroll, whatever the case may be.
The blade.
Yeah, the blade or whatever. So
I seen it on Discovery Channel, y'all.
Okay. So that's where I'm at with it. It's like these
Hold on. G Friday says, but there's a lot of strippers that are. Yeah, there's a lot of wives that are. There's a lot of regular women that are. That's a mute point.
Yeah.
If every time I make a point and someone says, well, a lot of people do, that means you're not thinking about the question. You're just saying what comes to you the quickest, because that could be said about everything. Men don't murder, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Women aren't whores, but a lot of them are. Cars don't break down, but a lot of them do. Like, you can add that to any argument.
Yeah. And this is something that niggas do. Niggas find excuses because niggas do not want to put a definitive line in the sand. They will move the goalpost because it's just easier to deal with the fact that you ain't shit.
Listen, hold on. Highway Journey says, who the fuck came up with these rules? I'll tell you, legitimate families.
Yep.
The reason why we're like, who came up with these rules? And this isn't a shout at you, Highway Journey, because I don't come from a legitimate family. I'm from the trash line of my family. Because we come from dysfunctional families. So we don't know the etiquette rules. We just going off by non-experience. If we had a father that was that level in class, he would have put those restraints on you when you wanted to pick somebody. See, we picked on our own, and no facet of successful families lets you pick your husband.
Yeah.
None. That's how you, and if you're able to, that's how you know you're from an unsuccessful family.
Yeah. Because let's take it back. The question was posed on the last live or so, probably a couple lives ago. If you have daughters, right, and your father, and she comes with you and say, oh, my husband doesn't have the money, or whatever the case may be, do you look at him differently? Do you look at him as a failure? And I think a lot of men want to say yes, but then they will be speaking about their experiences, because a lot of men married their wives and they didn't have any money.
Poor.
They were poor. They were, unequivocally, categorically poor, meaning
I definitely got married when I was poor.
Yeah, I got married when I was poor, like straight up, because like I said, what we try to do is say that black love conquers all.
It does not.
It does not.
That's a struggle love pseudonym.
Two poor people should not be getting married. You know why? Because they're the ones that fight for the scraps. People love to say, especially with me in my situation, oh, how come you didn't get a divorce? Well, it's easy for you guys to get a divorce. You don't have no assets to divide. You have nothing to divide. What are you going to scrap about? The old family out.
Y'all just like, we don't want to be married, and they just separate it.
Yeah, they'll a lot. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that separate, and there's a lot of people that divorces doesn't mean anything. It's easy to divorce when it's two broke people. What are you fighting over?
Yeah, it was just like, we speak on my divorce. It was just a one-sheeter.
Yeah, and for the women that pay for their divorces, usually it's because they believe, oh, I'm gonna get married again. So they will say, listen, nigga, because I know men that say, I'm not paying for this. Oh, if you want it, pay for it.
I didn't pay for my divorce.
Yeah.
She was like, well, I want, I knew what it was. You're hitting me with this now because you're in a new situation. Mm-hmm. You're trying to be remarried. So the way I looked at it is, I'm never getting married again. Mm-hmm. So whoever wants to be married is paying for the divorce.
What I looked at it was, if I'm married to you and you do not perform as a husband on years at end,
right?
Meaning you're acting like a boyfriend, you toggle in and out, there's no growth, there's nothing that substantiates you as a husband, then fuck it. Why would I even continue to stay? Trucker Red says something interesting. He said, didn't you say death to you part?
Why he sound like a hillbilly right then?
He did. He was like, ain't that what a wife do? She stand by her man death till she part. And I just thought about, the first thing I thought about was that black girl that stood by that football player and got her face bashed in. It just flashed into my head, because we hear idiots like him, older people that will say, oh no, fuck that, I stand by my man, this and third. But then when they get their faces bashed in, or when something happens to them, she should have left, or I knew it, I just didn't want to get in their business.
Or if that's the case, you said death to his part, but if his woman was a step out, he would divorce her.
Let me tell you something.
Immediately.
Obviously it's okay for men to step out, do what they want.
Why AJ says you should call Kevin Samuels. You call Kevin Samuels when you're trying to get a man or get married.
Yeah.
Why would she call Kevin Samuels? That makes no sense.
I'm trying to understand this.
Those women are trying to be married or trying to catch a man of value.
Yeah, they're looking for a specific man. That's why they're calling.
Dudes they're looking for licks. Pretty much is what that show is. They're looking for dudes with money that they can live under their umbrella. That's all. It's almost like they're whores calling in looking for men that can stop them from working.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So all in all, and this is for the ladies to understand, because the men ain't gonna tell you this shit. I don't know why they're scared to. I don't get it. If the only choices that whores have nowadays is this: you can either be a whore, live underground, never show your face, never speak up, and walk around like a scared bitch in the street. Or you could say, fuck what anybody got to say. I'm a good person, meaning a whore is not a person that do wrong by people, things like that. You may not be into any of those things, but you have to understand that the word is the stupidest thing to even flinch at.
Yeah, at this point, the whole society is a whores. If you're whoring your car out for Uber, you're a
whore.
If you're running and dropping people's food off at their doorstep, you're a whore.
And I hate to say this. I hate to say it, because this is something that I think that women, we don't even tell each other this, or we don't say this. And I'm saying this. And it's not even really disrespect. That's just how men look at it. And men can act like that's not true. It's fucking bullshit, bro. Yes, I give respect to men that can overlook if you have children, right? Like they overlook and say, all right, cool, whatever, you have children and this and third, blah, blah, blah. But technically, if they were to move like up in life and move to the upper echelons in corporate and things like that, that's frowned upon. Because they're looking at legacy. They're looking at, okay, is this your child or is this a bastard child?
That's why those dudes at that level, if they do that, they will fully adopt the kid. They will fully adopt it to shield that question.
Yes, because they taking care of another's man is no benefit as far as asset wise. That's what Kevin Samuels was really getting at for that. Like, listen, you can't go past your baby father. And what he's meaning by that is your whore card. That's your you
Scarlet
can't
letter.
Yeah, that's your scarlet letter. You cannot say, okay, well, I have these children and put it on the forefront, because the way they're looking at it as, well, I mean, what do you want me to do? And a lot of women, that usually have a man that takes care of them or take care of their children, there's a lot of things that they're not allowing a man to necessarily do unless he is the father. One is discipline. A lot of women may say, oh yeah, he's like a father figure, my shit, but they will not let that man discipline them kids.
Right.
Same with stepmothers. I've
been a stepfather a few times, and I never ever hit the kid.
Yeah.
But if I raise my voice to a certain level, they will step in.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're like, I'm not saying nothing to them.
But what's funny is if you were to leave, you leave away scot-free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I say I will date a woman seriously that has kids.
But if you notice, there's women that are saying, wait a minute, I want you to marry me, because the financial ramifications would be, if we get married, technically you should be able to take care of the child, especially if they're underage, meaning legally.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, certain states are saying, for example,
I will have to take care of you with an alimony, but unless there's a DNA test and I sign a paper, the payment will go that direction. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but
it won't be called child support.
No, but it will
have to just take care of you as alimony. What I'm saying is, I would date a woman that has kids, because number one, I know I'm not of the class to be asking for all of these draconian things.
Yeah.
If you guys are asking for a woman to come out of be a virgin when you get there, her family dropped her off, you got to have substantial status and resources to even request that.
Yeah.
So it's like the dudes are not thinking about where they are in life and requesting you to be pure. The dudes who get an 18-year-old dropped off and coochie never been touched, they have extreme resources, and you can't drop that virgin off and be like, yeah, well, you still got to get a job. Like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
It's not. And I'm gonna be honest, and I know people don't want to hear this. I don't want to date no woman that don't got no experience. I don't want to have sex with somebody who's never had sex with someone before.
That's what I was looking at. I don't think I wanted to be with someone that wasn't sexually experienced. I think it's one of those things where it's just like,
if you did a little horn back in the day, let's be real. Let's be real. You did a little horn back in the day, and it's like,
so we
get in the room and your skill set, I'm not like, well, you got your skills together. I'm happy with that.
So I'm gonna stick up for the ladies on this one. Is it fair to be called a whore if I'm single and I date men and I have sex with them, casual sex, without any money?
Right.
Like we're just, we're dating,
seeing who you like,
seeing who you like, stuff like that, testing the drive. And then, when men do it, what is the distinction here?
It is the chauvinistic double standard, of course.
Okay.
But it's, but like I said, there's double standards on both sides. But at the end of the day, I don't want no virgin handling the weapon. Because I remember something. I'm gonna be real here. I remember when I was 16, it was a girl, we'll call her Ashley. And I used to get off school, and before my stepfather would get home, I would take the second car over to her house. And she would give me some necromonger. She'd give me some of that neck. She was scratching my joint. Like it wasn't a good time. It was just like, I'm doing this because I should be doing this. Then I jumped from that. I was 18. I started seriously talking to someone that was 35. Let me tell you, the skill set was extremely different. So when these guys say all these things, like they don't want girls that have experience, what you're doing is you're lying to hurt the other side. Because trust me, if y'all married them, their neck region is together. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was looking. I was just saying it like, if you had, that's the easiest way to know that you're not marrying someone that's necessarily virginal. If she has a child, if a whole baby came out her coochie, bro, she's experienced. Listen, that's just what it is.
She can ride it backwards and text at the same time.
And that's just what it is.
And would you prefer that? Like right now, if you could morph me into a 25-year-old that has never been in vagina ever.
Oh my God. I don't have the patience.
And you got to break down, don't chew my clitoris.
I have no.
You got to break the stroke down. You got to break all of it down.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay on that one.
5 minutes. You make one wrong move, he done.
Yeah, no.
Boom, booyah.
Yeah, that whole, like I said, when we really get into that, it's like, I don't have no patience for that, yo. None.
I got another question for you, and this is going to go viral. Are you happy that I've eaten other coochies before yours?
Yes. I'm glad you took that paint out on them. Listen, I'm sorry to the former TB girlfriends and whoever. Listen,
thank you so much.
Thank you for being the trial. Thank you for being the testers.
So kind of in the same way, dudes, are you happy that the chick you're with seriously now in your 30s has tried out on other men? Are you going under this belief that my girl wasn't a hoe before, she only been with 2 people? Or are you just holding on to that for a show?
But see, the thing that men will do with whores is they have their favorite whore, and it's a thing that that whore does for them, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna look past this. And what they do is, like I said, they'll take their whore and say, I'm gonna put you in a house, like Drake said, Dallas, Texas, Texas, baby, no one can find you. Yeah, that's what that means. It's like, I want to listen. Listen. Check this out. You ain't got to do this no more, baby.
Listen.
All right.
Look. All right, I ask you, what kind of car you on? Let me tell you, what kind of car you on? Like, hey, if you keep doing that,
yeah, like,
what type of vehicle do you choose to drive?
And here's the truth of the matter. That's basically what happened with me. The guys that I've been with, That's what I mean. For example, Guilty mentioned Mike, this Italian guy. So yeah, I've dated a white guy. I mean, I didn't think that was something like, oh my God, it's so bad or whatever the case may be. But yeah, like I
know
did.
he ain't mad about Mike being white when he got a white wife.
Listen, he swears on a stack of Bibles. She's not white.
That lady's white.
So anyway, so listen. So I dated this guy for a while, for years actually. And the funny thing about it was that when I was dating him, I was dancing still at the time. And when he met me, we were talking and stuff like that, whatever case may be. And he told me, he was like, you know what, you ain't gotta dance. And I was like, whatever, like, I'm still gonna dance, whatever the case may be. He was like, no, you don't have to dance, and was paying me a weekly allowance.
Ooh.
So I was getting a weekly allowance for months. I mean, I was getting so much money from it. His wife called me and was like, bitch, like, wait a minute, something's up. Because I guess the type of money he was giving me was starting to show. Yeah, it was starting to be noticeable. So, I mean, because he's given me access to his expeditions. He's given me access to his Corvette. He's given me access to his Nissan 350Z, which was hot at the time.
That was hot.
I've always was. You guys remember the flower guy that come in the club? He would have all the roses.
I didn't club because I'm a pure person.
Okay, anyone that remembers the flower guy, let me know. Like, straight up. So the flower guy would come into the club and he would just have a bunch of flowers, and Mike will buy all of the flowers for me. He was just all the time. Every time that flower guy came in, how much was it? It would be like $200-$300. He will buy all the flowers for me. I would sit at the edge of the bar. He would, nails, shopping, anything I want. In fact, I've even driven his wife's Lexus.
That's grimy.
Yeah, like so that's why it was so funny when I heard him say, yeah, do you remember Mike, he said, and I'm like, yeah, I was his sugar baby. Like, and my thing is this, Mike had a bar. It's shut down now, but he had a bar in Philly. It was in the bottom. What the fuck? Scooters. That was the name of it. And anyone from Philly, if they know, let me know. And I would come in there. Like, I was in there. Like I said, he would pick me up in the Corvette. We would ride around. We was eating El Del Frisco's. We would eat the finest food, stuff like that. But I knew what it was because, like I said, he had a wife. And at the time, I didn't give a fuck. Like,
he wasn't gonna marry. Marrying you was not an option.
Well, marrying me was not an option because I didn't want marriage. So it wasn't like I think that's the most distinctive thing that I need to put out. I didn't want that from him. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You are taking care of me. You stay the fuck over there. You do you. And I'm going to do me over here. And so, like I said, at that time in my life, now you're talking my early 20s. That's just what it is. So I was like,
hold on. David Henry says, Trucker Brown, I lost respect for you. Why'd you lose respect for me? I'm confused at what I got to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I knew Apex had something for this. Apex says he wants to call in.
Apex wants to call in? I thought he said he was going to call in on his break.
And my thing is, why do women act like... he said soon. So
okay.
Do you have the links already out there, bro? So,
yeah, I'll put the link in.
Just call in. My thing is why are y'all acting like women don't have dudes paced? If you're 35, 40 years old, women, y'all have a story of somebody paying for stuff for you.
Yeah. Well,
so when you say it and be honest, it's like, oh,
why is it? Well,
your wife has the same story.
Well, hold on. Wait, baby. Ugly. Listen, Brandon Franklin, why is this anyone's business? See, the difference, what's happening is this. It's all fun and games when a guy talks about a woman and puts her down and puts it in a way where it compromises her safety and stuff. Now, my thing is this. He's basically put me up to so fuck it, let's talk about it. Because like I said, I'm not ashamed of anything. Because see, the way I look at it, I didn't hurt nobody. I ain't got for real nobody harming me or looking for me or something like that. So I'm looking at it as, what's the problem? And if they want to talk about it, we can talk about it. I have no problem talking about it. What I do have a problem is that you guys pick and choose who's a whore and who's not. And like I said, I'm looking at it as this is not a defense thing. This is like, fuck it, let's talk about it. I don't give a fuck.
Exist is saying that it's rare, Seth. It is very listen, now this is 2 levels. If your wife is ugly, this ain't happened to her probably, but she still had someone bringing her food and taking her out and paying her car note and all that when they were young. This is nothing. Let's be real. A lot of you dudes who got money have done it.
Yeah.
And y'all still be like, oh, were you
because
a whore? But then, no, wait, when you are doing your game on a young tenderoni chick, you're offering this.
Yeah, because a lot of you guys pay for OnlyFans. A lot of you guys are paying into women to talk to them or to have some type of sexual exchange with them and things like that.
Pornhub accounts.
Yeah, so I think that's just what it is. And like I said, when it shocked me that I was shocked that women didn't stand up and say, you know what? Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't do that. But that's because a lot of whores don't want to go through this. A lot of whores don't want it where it's like a man's coming out of nowhere and digging into their past. But like I said, fuck that broke ass nigga. I've been called, let me tell you something. During my 20s, I've never in my life experienced any broke ass nigga calling me no whore. I've had, let me tell you something. He spoke about Mike. Mike don't call me no whore. Mike gave me money. He didn't call me no whore. Another thing he didn't tell you that that I've done for Mike is that when Mike Barr was failing, meaning the people that was working for him was stealing, I went behind the cash register to help him out. So I went from being a sugar baby to being an asset. He's like, oh shit, you'll do that for me? Yeah, I'll make sure that no one steals from your cash register. And I was on the cash register. And that's when niggas really got mad. They're like, oh, wait a minute now. You used to sit at the bar. He was giving you money. You was his whore. And they didn't have no problem me being there. It was when I was helping them. That's when it was like, well, wait a minute. Hold time out now. You gonna help this motherfucker get money? Yes. Because I'm still a down bitch regardless. Like me helping you or me being there for you or me being a listening ear or me rubbing your back or me being nice to you. That's just my personality.
Do you know how I knew I didn't like regular women? You know how I knew?
How?
Because I am attracted to hustlers. I like a woman that has 3 different ways to get money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a chick just making muffins and like, are we broke this month?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never been into that. It doesn't keep my attention. And that's not what I'm interested in. Me knowing my truth, that's when it's just like, I just live my truth.
So let me ask you this. When me and you started talking,
right?
I'm talking about as friends into where we are now.
Which was a minute before we ever met.
Yeah, a minute before we ever met. And then we meet and go forward. Have I done anything that was solicit or give you the inclination of, oh, you're a whore? No.
But at the same time, my mind is not that primitive to where I would think like
but
that.
No, I'm what I'm saying is, if whoring,
do you have whorish ways?
Yeah, do I have whorish ways?
No, not from the hoes that I've known personally. No.
Thank you. Okay.
Because you wouldn't have a degree. Like you would.
Listen,
you have a degree in whoring.
Zell, you got to pay to get in, bro. I see you sitting in the queue. I see a couple people sitting in the queue. You pay the Cash App. You can come in. Like I said, I welcome all.
You know Zell with the shit now.
Yeah, I know Zell with the shit.
He's gonna come in and hit you with the real.
Yeah. Zell is the resident nigga. So we know he gonna come in and give us the nigga onyx of it. So, but Zell, you gotta pay, bro. Cause that's what it is. You know, we some whores, so we get paid. So I don't know.
Where my tip at?
Yeah. So like I said, Zell, you're more than welcome to come in. I would love to bring you in. We would love to hear your nigga viewpoint on it.
Which is you just a whore.
And
that's exactly what you're coming to say. You still a hoe?
You take it back to that Ludacris song. Use a hoe. Use a.
And the hardest thing that hurts people, man, when they say, "Oh, you're this," and you be like, "Okay."
So yeah, what happens now?
I just want you to know. I know it now.
Thank you.
What's the next step?
Appreciate it.
What's the next step? I mean, wasn't Ivanka whoring?
Oh.
The Trump's wife, wasn't she like some sort of centerfold naked lady?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they do. They'll say, well, she did centerfold. Okay.
And she didn't hit the casting couch
Shit.
at all. That's what you're telling me. She just breezed in there and breezed out.
All right, guys. Thank you for my check. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Touch it. What do you mean? Hold on. Alex Walker. It's very interesting. Ultimately, it is just a business model.
Yeah.
But see, if black people don't take it like Alex is a white gentleman. Black men don't take it like that. They take it like anything you do is on your record. But they sold drugs to their own community.
Yeah.
And that's a badge.
Yeah.
I hurt children. So,
yeah.
And kids were born as crack babies from what I did.
Yeah.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
Because at least I wasn't a whore.
Yeah. I think, and like I said, for me, where I'm at with it is, I don't think that anybody should, it's not necessarily walk in shame, but that's usually the alternative. Like I said, women, the unfortunate thing about a woman is that she has a decision to make. She can just live and kind of duck behind and kind of, always make sure that, okay, well, I have to cover my tracks because my past is going to come up. Or you could just say, fuck it. Like,
I've talked to Dean, and Dean tells me about friends that he has that has 3 or 4 sugar babies they're doing that for. 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Provide an apartment, provide a vehicle, provide allowance. 3 or 4.
Yeah. No, I know.
And he talks like it is the most common practice. I'll
tell you another type of or should I say types of whores that ladies are. You have a lot of ladies who he said, do you guys take nigga shit, I swear. You have ladies that their reputation is built.
Oh, if Zell ain't sending you the money to get in?
No. You have ladies who have built substantial reputations, right? And I can tell you this, there's a lot of women that you guys respect now in all capacities.
What's the poet's name?
Who?
The poet that was the poet. She's a black lady.
Maya Angelou?
Yeah, she was a legit prostitute.
Yeah. You have women in trucking, you have women in media, you have women all over the place. And these women have, salacious pictures on them. They have, I know just with the stuff that I've seen with TB, the type of videos and pictures that women that are in higher ups, the stuff that they see in him. I was shocked. I didn't. Crazy. TB has married women. TB has women that are perceived to be good women, good girls. He has women that are like, oh my God, not me. Lawyers. And I'm serious. Like judges. I mean, I'm seeing the inside of the labia. Like it's like deep. And I was just like, you know what I said to you? I said, ain't that something how all of us black women do the same nasty
Every
shit?
single class. From the prostitute on the street, from the lawyer in corporate.
Exactly.
Everybody's sitting in the same bathroom shower.
Everybody's bending over, showing their pussy. Like, I just was like, and this is what Trump was talking about. Grab by the pussy. Let's see. Aaron says, way too far. I didn't mean any disrespect, but weren't you getting on a dude that called into the show about going to Colombia for escorts to say something like that? No, I got on Aaron Brutus. I actually got on Apex, and Apex, my man, 100 grand. I got on him because he was comparing or saying that black women over here didn't do the things that women over there do. And then he took it a step further and was like, because they were talking about like that was being like actual prostitution. Like he was making it seem like there's a land. There's a land that
Apex. Is he in there?
No.
Who's in there?
Zell.
Apex just dropped his money.
Okay.
Aaron dropped it for him.
Okay. All right. So Apex, Aaron dropped. Yeah, Aaron dropped it for you, so you're more than welcome to come in. I'm gonna go ahead and post.
Did Zell send it to you?
Zell did not send it to me. And Zell is patiently waiting in the queue, but he didn't get the clue, so I don't understand what's going on. But anywho, so no, I was getting on him because he was saying that basically, if you guys go over to foreign lands and the women there are gorgeous, right, and they're having sex with you, and they're talking sweet nothings to you, and they're making you feel like a king and a god, that he was saying like that's not necessarily the case that would happen if you were over here. I disagree. And he was actually putting it down. And I think a lot of Black women were saying the same things too, that, you know, Black women usually don't do that. I can't speak for every Black woman. I know that Black women's usual excuse or usual stake in it is that they're just tired of doing it. Like they're tired of rubbing their man's back. They're tired of, you know, being there for their man and sucking dick and stuff.
And they're working too.
Yeah, and they're working too, and they gotta go half on it and things like that. So that was pretty much where we were going with that. Like, you know, Black women are tired of, you know, doing the things that good women proverbially do, and then taking the backlash, and then no one defends their honor, and then they got to walk through life, and it's just like a constant psh, 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 psh. And so when you guys say things like that, it does trigger, you know, someone to just be like, you know, wait, like the fuck. But like I said, me, I'm from a different breed, because I don't give a fuck. I've made too much money and had too many great experiences with people to let anyone else like do anything.
You have a block him. You have a I can see if you're sitting here like I can see if you're sitting here and you have no other accomplishments in life. But why is no one talking about your bachelor's degree in culinary? Why is no one talking about the fact you have your CDLs in 2 to almost 3 years of not hitting anything?
Yeah.
You have the ability to make $100,000 in 2 fields.
Yeah.
That means nothing.
Yeah, well, it doesn't, because, you know, like I said, and that was what I kind of gathered from the Guilty thing. You know, Guilty believes that none of that should matter if I'm just I think this is where I think it came from with Guilty. Guilty, like most niggas, don't like when someone walks away and try to do better. They don't like that shit. They feel like you're being fake. They feel like you're being fraudulent. They feel like you're fronting for the people, you know, and stuff like that. And I looked at it as, the way I'm looking at life is like, well, listen, like, when do you grow up from it? Like, when do you say, okay, I'm not a part of this environment anymore. I'm not allowing myself to be a part of this environment anymore. I don't want nothing to do with it. See, the thing that I did that most people won't do, I left, but I didn't bring it with me. Because, see, a lot of niggas will leave the hood and bring the hood with them.
All the way to Georgia.
All the way to Georgia. All the way to Calabasas. All the way to here. I just didn't do that. That was just what I did. I said, you know what? Fuck y'all niggas. Y'all wild. Y'all don't. You always push the goalposts. Nothing's ever good enough. Nobody can ever be satisfied. Ain't nobody ever happy. So I said, fuck it. I'm out. I'm just going to be leaving. And I'm going to leave quietly. Meaning, I'm not taking you niggas with me. I don't owe you niggas shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't leave behind no children or nothing. I'm a grown ass woman, and I just left. Now, as far as the thing that I want women to understand is, it don't matter what you do, because men have made that painstakingly clear. You can be a boss bitch, be making all this money. I mean, you could be the Olympics and that. They don't care. All they care about is fertility, if they decide to have children with you, your looks,
how nasty you are,
and how nasty you are. So that's where I was at with it. That's what I was feeling with. I was like, listen, Guilty, what you're doing, it vindicates me. It shows this is what happens when you leave. If you want to leave niggas alone, leave them quietly. Give it a few months or a year. Watch what niggas do. I'm not running for office. Guilty acting like I'm running for office. Right. Guilty's acting like YouTube is BET. Like, dude, what are you talking about? And again, I looked at it as, what I seen that whole episode was, I said, I feel sad for that little girl. His children are going to remember him screaming to a fucking camera, saying whore, 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 bitch, 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 whore, bitch, whore, bitch, whore, whore, back, whore, black, whore, black, monkey, boy, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what they're going to remember.
He did that in front of his child?
Yes, his children was walking around in the background.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and my thing is this. Now, where does DHS come in at? Where does Child Protective Services come in at? Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking at it as, if you're doing that in front of your children, this is what's going to happen. Your children are going to believe that it's okay, or they're going to be judgmental as hell and they're not going to be able to maneuver in life. And if you're maneuvering in life, you cannot be outlandishly judgmental. Look at Trump people. Trump people are judgmental and they're getting kicked in the face, bro, all up and down, because no one's dealing with that. No one wants to deal with someone that comes right off the bat judgmental when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you are a human being. We are all born with sin. We are all born, we all done shit. Just because you're able to mask and we're not able to find out who exactly you are to pull up and see where your Section 8 housing is, doesn't mean you're better at being cloak and dagger. You take the preventative measure, because like I said, if you a G with it, be a G all the way. Put your shit out there too.
The crock pot was cheap.
My thing is this: I'm not running away from anything. I'm just tired of nigga shit. I'm not running away from nobody. I'm just tired of dealing and interacting with niggas of your caliber, because niggas of your caliber don't bring no value. You damn sure ain't got no fucking money, and you can't stop being a nigga. When does being a nigga stop? Even whores have their time. Whores be like, listen, I'm tired of this shit. I just want to plant fucking tomatoes. I don't want to feel like I have to fucking suck a dick today. Strippers do it too. Strippers like, I'm not coming to work, man. My period's on, my feet hurt. I don't feel like it today.
I'm not keeping my weight down.
But being a nigga seems to be so ingrained. Like I said, you have people like Trucker Red that will say, I got a wife and kids, and in a split second will choose to be a nigga than being a man. He will rather go out and say, I'm going to show these young niggas I still got it, and completely forget that the whole idea is that you got away. You don't have to prove that you're a G to nobody. Last time I checked, anyone that was gang affiliated or gang entry, you don't get out. If anyone's been a part of a gang that's willing to be honest about it, how do you get out of a gang?
Blood in, blood out.
Blood in, blood out.
Is that Apex?
Yes, I think so. Give me 1 second. Let me just read everyone's comments really quickly, because I know people like to do it. James Park, what's going on? He's enjoying the content. Smitty said, fuck, been feeling that in my soul. He's just trying to stir some shit up. That's what he's do. We know that's what Zell does. He's our resident nigga. That's so true. Where's Trucker Brown? He's right here. He's been banging on the wall yelling at those kids. We got Uncensored. He's seen it with his own 2 eyes. Facts from Alec Walker. Oh shit, we got the white man that says, what's up? Let me say something real quick. Zell, you gotta pay the 20. You can say whatever you want as long as you pay the 20. See, Zell.
Yeah, but he ain't trying to pay the 20.
I know he know. Niggas ain't never trying to pay. That's just to see niggas. This is Zell. If you can hear me, this is what's happening. Niggas, you guys have to be separated from the rest of the black people. Okay. And I say that because, see, when they're slinging shots and shit and be hitting innocent black people and shit like that, it really makes it hard for us black people to maneuver, because, see, we're getting mingled in with your niggery. All right. So
what?
Yeah, your niggerdom, your niggery. All right. So we got to cut this shit out. All right. We got to draw a line in this land. So listen, niggas, if you pay, I have no problem with you coming in.
Calling us whores.
No one has no problem with that. But you have to understand, you get no motherfucking pass. You've been getting pass for being a nigga since the day you were born. It stops here. Niggas are the most spoiled.
What if they ain't got the 20?
Oh, they got the 20. Because you can't talk big shit and not have money.
Or at least you shouldn't.
If you talk big shit, then I'm gonna assume you have money.
I tried, y'all. She said no.
Because everybody that I know that talk shit, they have money. That's for sure. They pay like they weigh. So, Zell, I'm sorry. And my thing is this: you are a patient, loyal nigga, because you've been sitting in that.
He can't wait to insult you. That's an insulting way.
He's been sitting.
I'm a color.
God, that's so funny. He's been a patient nigga.
I want to hear from Apex, man. What's on Apex? Put Apex in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apex is in. My bad.
Apex, where you at?
What's up, Apex?
Que lo que, mi gente?
Oh my God, Papi.
I missed you guys.
Oh, it's cool, child. Listen to him. Okay. What's going on, Apex? Where you been at?
Oh, I just been working. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I've been playing the lazy. I've been lazy. I've just been working, sleep. and buying plane tickets. That's it.
Ow. Okay. All right.
What you got to say, Apex?
Honestly, I I have to say this. Way Too Fly, I got you completely misunderstood from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Once, you know what I'm saying? Once, once we first had our debate, the
Yeah.
things that you were saying, I have never heard any black woman say,
Mm-hmm.
and it blew me away. I was like, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute. She ain't wait. She's not like the rest of them. Oh, shoot." Cuz I already had some up in the chamber. I'm like, I already know what she gonna come with. Yeah, I got it. And then like, it was like a complete 360. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, like I agree with everything she just said. Even now, like, as far as like the marriage thing goes and the kids and all that, like,
Mhm.
this is, even with the Kevin Samuel, because I be watching like a lot of Kevin, a lot of his stuff.
Mhm.
And when I hear like the ladies like call in, I just feel as though like women, they're just because women are more of an they're just more of an emotional, they're just more emotional creatures.
Yeah.
So I don't feel as though women use a lot of logic when it comes to a lot of things,
Mhm.
especially when it's like dealing with the aspect of survival,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you're completely different. Like, it's like it's like I feel as though that you have a really good grasp on reality than a lot of black women that I personally deal with.
I
And
appreciate
that's,
that. I really
yeah.
and you know what's funny, Apex? I've I've been the type of person where legitly for a long time, I usually mind my business. I'm a person that is able to look at something and say, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that it holds no bearing on me. But what I've noticed was that the like people have said, wait a minute, to fly, they're taking in, me taking photos or me, just minding my business and doing things and talking about cooking and different things like that, that they had already put a personification on me. They're like, oh, you're just this way. And so when I'm talking to people and I come out and I'm speaking, just regular, people are like, whoa, well, wait a minute. And it sparked such a controversy because usually whores speak a certain way, right? Usually they have a certain tone or women that are trying to be the whole like how Sweetie was, right? Like if you seen last night, Sweetie went over 5 different things and we
Yeah.
couldn't keep her on topic. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like,
That was
you know,
crazy.
it was crazy. And that is because again, the sad part about it is a lot of women are like that because being logical to them is something that they were never taught. See, I was taught to be logical. The household I grew in had 4 such diverse women that I toggled in between, and I learned to be a chameleon because I'm a quick study per se. I look at what works. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. I know I don't want to be alone. Let's start off with that. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time in my life that I have been alone. Like men gravitate towards me, but they don't treat me like a whore, treat me as such because they just look at me as, yo, you're like a realistic person. And so I try to educate women on it, but see, women hate women that figured it out. They don't want to
Yeah.
hear, like, listen, this is what you have to do to chill and be with a man. Give him respect. They don't want to hear that shit. I have women that ask me, how do you suck his dick? What are you wearing to bed? Girl, what did you say to him? And I'm like, why are you going at it like how men go at it? I'm using my feminine wiles, which have been afforded to me, to get what I want. I use a different strategy and perspective. And so, like I
Yeah.
said, and I deal with the men that I deal with or the men that I submit to are usually never the help. I don't deal with the help. I don't deal with men that hasn't figured it out.
It's getting thick.
I deal with people that are winners. That's just me. I know how to maneuver, get will. That's why, like, I had a lot of women that asked me, how do you deal with Trucker Brown? How did you secure Trucker Brown? It's because, again, it's really easy to deal with men that are men and they hold themselves to that regard. I don't fuck with people that's trying to figure out how to be a man. That's not a thing for me.
So you wouldn't have been with me if I was on Section 8.
Child, listen, I did the whole potential thing. I tried that once in my life. I've, was married to a man that was, by optics, he's a handsome guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, any woman would love him as far as he's handsome, he's physically fit and all that. We look great on camera. But I mean, I kept going through shit. And what I mean by going through shit, like, it was like, okay, I need, I'm going to a different job. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got baby mama drama. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, I have issues with this, or I don't want you doing that. It just became this snowball effect of bullshit. And I was like, I'm not dealing with this, because my grandfather was a great standard of a man to me. See, what my grandfather did to me, which helps me overall, my mother and stuff, they grew up in the projects, and he took them out of the project and put them into a nicer area to keep them safe and secure. And he told me that any man that loves their children and love their wife would not keep them in an environment where they could potentially be harmed. So that's what he did. He said, listen, I don't want you harmed. I love you. I feel secure when you guys are in a safer neighborhood. And so that was the first glimpse of me seeing what a man should be doing for a woman. If a man shows you, because that's usually what men do, they show, they're visual people. They're going to show you that they love you. Here's a house. Here's a car. Here's money for you to get this. Lay down. Do this. I'm doing this. And so my reciprocation will be, as a woman, I'm making him a home. I don't speak bad about him. I don't go behind closed doors. That whole, keep your love life private. That's bullshit. That's bullshit to me. If you love someone, you should be able to showcase it. But only niggas say keep it on private. Why? Because it keeps the cesspool of sex going. If I don't show my wife, if I don't bring my wife onto the world, my hoes don't know her. My hoes can't identify her in passing and tell them, hey, listen, I'm fucking your husband.
So you believe that being private for men is to not show you to the other women they're dealing with?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I think the main reason why I don't show the girls that I deal with is because, I don't want too many people, knowing the quality of women that I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because then that's when, people start to get into, they start to look at you and get into your business more. But if people don't know, then they just, they're going about their lives.
Which this situation has proven that.
Yeah.
Like when I would deal with someone before, number one, if you're as big as me, you have to gauge if they can deal with what just happened.
Yeah.
You have to gauge if they can deal with people judging them. And my ex was not somebody that could deal with that level of viscerality. So it was just like, I'm not going to show this person. But at the same time, if I don't think you're going to be around for a long time, I'm really not going to show you.
Yeah.
So it's different reasons why men don't show who they're dealing with, I believe. But if you're married, that's supposed to be death do you part. So you should have no problem putting your wife on camera, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
Why can she message in the comments, but she can't sit in front of the camera with you? She in the same house.
Yeah, that's what because my thing is if it's secure, right, then that's it. Like, it should be no issues. But like I said, a lot of wives are ex-whores. And so what they do is they live a sheltered life. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want their past coming because they hit the jackpot. Someone has loved them, has excused their past, and has said to them, listen, you're with me now and I will protect you, which usually men do. That's why like super save a hoe and, damsel in distress and those different type of colloquialisms come up, simps, those type of things come up because
Apex, am I simping right now?
No, you are not simping at all.
Riding Rolling said,
not
sure, go ahead, Apex, I'm sorry.
But I mean, it's just not my type of lifestyle. I say this a lot. I can't be in one vagina for too long. I like different varieties. That's just my problem. That's just how I'm wired right now. My dad told me one day it's, I'm a calm down off that. But yeah, every vagina just feels different, and I'm trying to see what's out there. I'm trying to see, you know what I mean? Because
How old are you?
even the girl that I'm 24.
Oh, you're supposed to be in that mind state right now. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, you supposed to
It,
be pumping and dumping. Like that's just splashing and washing. That's what
I
you're
mean,
supposed to be doing.
my thing is this: as long as you're safe. If you were Apex, if you were my son, like I said, I think that the biggest thing that I've learned is to be honest, because we all have these same thoughts. We all have these same desires. I'm not like it's not like I'm an elitist human, right? Like I'm from the world of Kyle, where Superman's from, and like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just birthing out human babies. That's not what's happening. What's happening is we go through things. It may be painful to us. It may not be the way we want it, and we will like hold it down. We'll like push it down to our subconscious. And what happens is when we see our children go through it, we toggle and fight with the fact, should I tell my child what I've been through so they can maneuver better? Or should I let them That's what the battle is as parents, as adults. And to me, I think is absolutely criminal that if you see your child even taking a step towards what you've been through and you don't say nothing, you to me are a failed parent. You should not let your children go through. And I'm talking about, again, if I had a daughter and she was about to dance and she tells me that's what she want to do, the fucking least I can do is tell her how to get the money. All right, cool. So this is what you have to do. You have to do A, B, C, D, F, G. I will not fucking tell her, oh no, that's beneath me. So that way, if she's fucking dancing, then some old fucking head say, yeah, your mama used to dance, and now now she hates me. Her whole thought process is out of whack, and I gave her trauma. That's 3 fucking whacks on me, slaying on me as a parent.
And why are wives going to strip club, dance, training, fitness places? I mean, does anybody notice that when you go to decent neighborhoods, there's strip pole gyms?
Let me tell you something. Niggas, Apex, they're the worst. White women, there are white porn stars that bring their children to the set. And what happens is, this is what they do. This is what you call pre-exposure. They're bringing their kids to the set. They're not fucking on set. But what their people are seeing is, hey, listen, you know what I mean? We're all human beings. See, there go the camera guy. You know what I'm saying? There go the people over here. And the people will come out of character and embrace the child because they're looking at it. That's just a child. They don't know no better. But you'll have people that will yell, curse, drink in front of their children, which are all horrible things to do in front of your kids, camera. Meaning DHS will come and take the kids. And people will say, oh, well, that's his child. Only niggas do that. There are white strippers who bring their kids, or like I said, they embrace it because, like I said, it lessens the blow. When the kids get older, they have pretty much a more in-depth understanding. They're not shocked, when they see some shit like that. Because my thing is, I'm grooming you to be an adult. I'm not grooming you to be a bitch. I'm not grooming you to be a sucker. I'm not grooming you to be getting into fights. Fuck that. It's 9 times out of 10 you're going to be more interactive with people that want to have sex and people that's going to try to gank you out your money. That is usually what's going to happen when a child becomes an adult and he goes out into the world. Not him getting hopefully into a fight. Like, you getting into a fight is usually going to be the environment that you're in.
Especially if you're black, you're out here fighting. They're gonna throw a book at you because I got a friend of mine, and he's in prison now for 5 years for a simple bar fight. They throw the book at black folks when it comes to that type of stuff. 5 years.
So
with no weapon, no one died.
Yeah, and we don't. And like I said, we lack in that. Like I said, it's unfortunate to think. I see. When we look at TV. Say, for example, like Law and Order, we'll see episodes that touch home for us. We'll be like, damn, like I knew someone like that, or whatever the case may be, whatever. And again, where we fall short is that we will let that feeling come and go. We don't use it as a teaching moment for our kids. We don't use it as a way to communicate and start the journey of them becoming little adults. We try to keep this facade that I'm the parent, and means I'm the dominant one, meaning what I say is right. And that, again, those type of situations, which leads kids to be fucking killers and bastards and stupid ass motherfuckers out here in the world. Because like I said, we lie so much that we forget it. You got people that lie so much to themselves and say, I'm not a whore, I'm not a whore, I'm not broke, I'm not a piece of shit, I'm not a horrible father, I'm not a horrible mother. They would literally lie to themselves to the point they believe it.
I am definitely a male thought. I can admit that. I am not suitable for no woman that's looking to marry. I know that for a fact, because it just would not go well at all, and it will be all my fault. Like, why is this working? I'm like, so I'm not even looking to like do any type of marriage.
No, and to be honest with you, marriage, this is what I will say about marriage. I think the idea is beautiful. It's a beautiful dream to think that you can charge forth through life with a person and have a person document your accolades, your failures, be there to wipe your tears, have your back, love you, grow with you, grow old with you. It's a beautiful thought, but it's something that takes meticulous planning. It takes extreme understanding, and it takes constant work.
Yeah.
Why are lazy people getting married?
I've only seen one marriage work in my entire life, and that was my grandparents. That,
Mhm.
that was it. I just don't agree with the way marriage is set up, and it's like set up the way the Bible set up.
Mhm.
And you get punished if you get a divorce, because the Bible says until death.
Yeah.
And since we live in a society, I actually learned this from Trucker Brown. These aren't my actual findings. I mean, this is just knowledge that I gained from just watching this awesome channel. And y'all
Mhm.
better hit that subscribe button and donate that $20. Even if you're
Amen.
not about to come in, just donate that $20.
Amen.
But yeah, it's just like, just like the whole structure.
Mhm.
I'm just not a fan of it. It's just like it just feels like the man loses every time. And there are a couple of cases where we win, but those are just rare, very
Yeah.
rare, and it's normally white men. Like that's just that white,
Well, I mean,
that
to be honest with you,
white privilege.
white men get hit the worst. That's why they're very versed in and when we're speaking about white men, we have to understand something, that we're usually comparing things to the elitists in the world. So we're looking at what's usually shown to us in social media, TV, and things of that nature, those mediums. And we have to look at the average. There are a lot of white men that go through the same thing that black men go through, as far as their ex-wives not showing them their kids, and they're getting hit up for money and stuff like that. So trust and believe, it is the same thing. I think, like I said, we have to separate or put into, like you said, logic, that when we're looking at things, we're actually getting a lot of our experiences and our references from celebrities and ball players and, people that are just not common. These are uncommon scenarios that we are looking at to gauge our normal common lives. And that is so not good for anyone to do. It's not good to compare yourself to a Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's not good to compare yourself to Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, because their situations are completely uncommon from yours. And we're not even talking about the money thing. We're just talking about the shit that they have to go through. I don't think I want to live a life necessarily where I wake up and there's 16 people in my room every day. You know what I mean? I have to wake
Yeah.
up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do this. And I have to watch what I say here, and I have to always be on cue. And I don't think I ever want to live a life like that personally.
Nope,
But
because it's just not human. Because humans
exactly.
make mistakes. Humans say stupid stuff from time to time. But
Yeah.
once you're a celebrity, or once you of somebody of a just a status or whatever, it's like you can't be human. You can't be like, oh shoot, it's my bad. No, you don't. You kind of lose that that right. That
Yeah.
human right.
And the thing with the marriage thing, Guilty said that he had 2 failed marriages. He was like, oh, well, whatever, it just didn't work. I said, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, it's funny how you could just snag that. You could just fucking write that off, right? I bet you your ex-wives don't feel that way. They probably got shit to say. They probably have shit to
Yeah.
say. You know what I mean? Like, they probably don't feel that way, but it's okay for you to feel that way. And like I said, with me, I'm confused as to there are people that are separated, legally separated in their marriages, and they go live lives. They just say, listen, nigga, when you're ready to get a divorce, you let me know. And they go forth. I don't get why the hailfire, rainfire was on me, but I guess it's because, like I said, I'm now in this quasi celebrity eye being with Sean, being with Trucker Brown. And like I said, he's looking at it as, and trust me, he's asked me straight up, whenever you want to pull the plug, whenever you want to step away, it'll be gone. And I told him, if that's the case, that means I got a punk ass bitch bone in my body, and I don't have none of that. I don't hurt people. Me talking like this is not hurting anybody. Me talking like this is letting other women, letting other men know one day, if you did some dirt, the shit will come up. The least you could do is learn from me. Hold your head up high. Stand tall.
Yeah.
Because the one thing for certain, two things for sure, anyone that really fucks with me know my character is still intact. I don't care what goes down. I'm still, hey, what's going on, Apex? Hey, what's going on, Highway Journey? Because, and that's what people look at. People look to see, well, damn, how's she gonna react? She gonna act different? Fuck no. I wasn't, let me tell you something, Apex. I wasn't called a whore when I was making 10 grand a week. Why the fuck would I let a broke ass nigga shake faith in my body? Are you shitting me?
I wouldn't stop no chick from making 10 grand a week.
I mean, what is wrong with whores? I love a good. All right, listen. Just imagine a world with no whores, no twerk videos on Instagram. You go into a strip club. It ain't no booty popping, none of that. Like, I mean, just imagine a world with no whores.
I mean, it'd be bleak.
That's not a world Apex want to be a part of. Hell no. I love $40. I am a proud pussy paying man.
If we didn't have whores, Guilty would not have women to have twerking on his in between segments.
He wouldn't be married.
Exactly.
And he wouldn't be married.
I mean, honestly, what I thought was the biggest problem about why women are so scared to express themselves sexually was other women. That was my inclination on it. It's like, it's not for so the men, it's more so because other women know that pussy is power. You know what I'm saying? And if you're just giving that shit out willy-nilly, then you're giving out power. So now women is like, oh no, she's a whore, so now she's not a part of that social group, so she has to not be what because I mean, I think this shit's fun. Having sex with multiple women, I think it's fun. Well, and I don't see why other women that feel the same way shouldn't indulge into that act.
I think the issue is that women know that it's a competitive edge, right? Meaning if you do have a situation, meaning you have a mate or what have you, you don't want to lose your edge. Like, because if, let's just say, for example, that it's found out, like you marry someone, it's found out that that person's a whore. Usually men react is, oh, you have to leave. You got to get out of here. And so now a woman has to go back out into the world and find another person either to accept her for who she are, or she has to do that whole song and dance and walk and act and talk like she's this good and to be deemed honorable to be a wife. And so I get why, like I said, I get why a lot of women, especially women who were whores or whatever the case may be, they keep quiet because, like I said, if someone was to find out, they don't know how that man is going to react. That's why I asked TB. I said, TB, when we were dating, we were talking, did I have whore ways? Did I act like a whore? And he's like, legit, like, no. But my thing is, when you think about it, does that matter? If I'm a whore, do I have to act like one? Do I have to talk like one? What does a whore talk like? What does a whore act like? Now we have to bring it down and touch it down.
Whores doesn't act like anything. There isn't a certain type of personality that whores have. And here's my understanding of whores. And here is how I kind of protect my energy. I just say all women are whores. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're all whores. Like, yeah. So you can't be surprised when something that she does, you can be like, well, I already knew because they all are whores. That's just how I feel. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like how all dudes, are we're shit, I mean, what I'm saying, we whores too. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I just don't understand this whole social structure where, and honestly, I think it has a lot to do with just the way society is set up in this country. Is like, you know, you can't I mean, it's like everything that you do, you know what I'm saying, you get judged upon it as just as far as like, like say like if I wanted to like date a woman that's 18, right? And I'm
Mhm.
35.
Mhm.
People would look down upon me like, oh, why you dating that young girl? I'm like, she grown.
Yeah.
Like, you better leave me alone. Shoot,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I had to compete with all the young, with all the young men trying to get at her, and she chose me. Shoot,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying? But because it's like they want the older men to date the older women because, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I know one thing is like I like, even my girl now, she's 19 and I'm
Mhm.
24.
Mhm.
It's that's just I like young
I look
women,
I mean, I
I-
look I
legal young women.
I came to the conclusion this way. The way we should look at things from now on is this way. One, we're all human beings. We all have things that we done, whether it's whoring or killing niggas in the street or selling drugs to your community or, stealing or whatever the case may be, right? There's a lot of people that have done a lot of things. But I think the problem is that, or should I say, what we should know is this: your words cannot affect me. Your words should not, nobody words should affect you in this day and age. If they do, you got a lot of growing up to do, because if you allow it to affect you, that means that they have the control and power over you. And that's something that, like I said, eventually they will fizzle out, because see, being negative is a two-way street. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, you can kill positive. Fuck all that. Being negative, meaning it's energy being passed back and forth. If you send me negative energy, right, and then I send you back negative energy, we're both affected. But the difference is that when you send me energy, negative energy, I deflect it. That's what I do. Like when someone sends me something crazy, I just deflect it. It doesn't stop my day. So then that makes that person even more angry. And what's going to happen is that this person is going to get so angry, it's going to orbit around them, and people are going to be affected around them. See, when I get off of here, or TB gets off of here, we shut the laptop and we have a fabulous fucking time. We go out, we take pictures, we enjoy where we are and stuff like that. I cannot express to you how much of a nine fucking factor people that do things extend past this laptop, because the beautiful thing is that it can shut. This stuff can stop. Like I can shut the laptop down, you know what I mean? Turn off my phones and go live my life. But people cannot do that. They don't have the strength to do it. They don't have the discipline to do it. And so what will happen is I always bank on these fuckers getting into losing their lives, losing their wives, losing their children, stuff like that, because everyone else that's around them may not like what they're doing. I guarantee you, if let me tell you something, one of those people that's in Guilty's orbit is going to not like what he's doing. They're going to say something to him. He's going to say, "No,
I
fuck
have
that."
never watched. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
I
I was
mean,
just. No, I know.
oh
I know
no,
you don't watch it, but I'm just saying, people eventually, what's going to happen is the people that care about him the most will be affected. Because what I was simply saying was, if I'm a woman, right? See, I know what TB does. TB doesn't downplay people. He gives people something to think about. He plays both sides of the fence. Okay, well, if you say this and say that, if you say this and you say that, and if you say this, then what about this? And so it gives people something to think. What people like Guilty or Trucker Red will do, they're firing off, giving their opinion, firing off. And what happens is, like I said, you're as much as they grow, there are going to be a lot more people that's going to not identify with them. Now, it looks like they're growing now, right? Because there's a lot of niggas that are catering to that. But then what happens is when you start to get on a global market, meaning when the algorithm takes them and they're in front of Me Too movement people. They're in front of people that will kill someone that talks about a black woman like that. They get around white people that are like, whoa, that's disgusting. They let me tell you something. If let's just say someone at Guilty's job, let's just say one day Guilty's boss clicks on YouTube, see Guilty go off and say, whoa, I didn't know you was like this. Boom, job gone. I'm gonna assume that's what happened to Junebug. Junebuggy was going off, smoking weed. All of a sudden, nigga just stopped. Now I don't know if the nigga locked up. I don't know what's going on, but what I do know is, eventually it stops. Now, what I was banking on that, hey, your woman be like, yo, like, all right, you did it, chill. But see, a lot of people are doing things behind closed doors because that's their secret thing. That's a release for them, right? Like, if I do this, I'm releasing how I feel, and this is a way to vent, and whatever the case may be, which I get. I get that that's their way to do that. But like I said, eventually that carries on to them, because I know for a fact, if you're watching this and 8, 9, 10 videos come after this, that means I did exactly what I was supposed to do.
Yes. I mean, but you know what? That comes with success, though. Like, it's impossible to be successful and not, and not have haters. It's impossible.
Yep.
I mean, you having people that just hating on you, it really shows your shows your stature in society. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't want to be a person that ain't got no haters, because then that means you're not doing something right.
Bingo.
Even though, that whole saying, what's the saying? I love my haters. I think that's a load of baloney. I mean, you shouldn't love your haters. I mean, they're still haters at the end of the day.
Yeah, no. They serve a purpose. They serve a great purpose, because they're the ones that push you further. See, what they don't realize is that they're the ones that pay the bills, because see, this is beyond you giving me money. This is beyond your you giving me views. I'm in your fucking thoughts, bro. When you wake up, you get up and you're looking, what did Two Fly do? What did she say? What did that whore say? This and the third, and you make a video. Bro, I'm in your thoughts. The fact that you pay me attention is the greatest form of payment ever in my book. That's how us strippers used to be back in the day. The fact that if I'm on stage and I see a dude looking at me, I'm talking about all the way across at the bar, that's the fool I'm going for. The one that thinks that, oh, I'm at the bar, I'm looking, but I'm not going to give you money. Those are the one that pay the most, because they believe they are in control, and you are not. I'm in your thoughts, bro. I'm in your head. The ones that are giving me, the ones that sit at the table or sit at the edge of the stage, that's easy. Because, you're making it very clear. Like, listen, I'm here to, what's it called? This and the third, blah, blah, blah. But the ones that think that they're not affecting, or the ones that think that they have it under control, to me, those are the ones that spend the most, because they're in it for the game.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
And I got to start driving in a little bit, but before that, I just really want to touch on traveling for just a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
You got the floor. Just my testimony on it. When I was here in America, dealing with American women, I just didn't have good luck with them. It's like everybody else's cases are different. Mine was, I just didn't have any good luck with them at all. Right. I hopped on a plane, I took a trip out to foreign lands, thinking nothing of it. Of course, I have friends telling me, the social structure out there is completely different. You're gonna love it. And I'm just over here like, they can't be any much different from American women. Like, women are the same everywhere, and that is true. But I land down there, I end up in, foreign land, some island in South America. I'm sitting at there's this restaurant called Treehouse, right? I'm sitting down at Treehouse, right? Hot as hell outside, because I'm from the Windy City. I'm from Chicago. It's cold as hell. So I'm not even acclimated to like this climate at all. I'm sweating up a storm waiting for my food to come out, because they like call it Treehouse because it's like a open restaurant because it never rains and it never snows in the Dominican in the Dominican, but it does rain a lot. But it's like an open window, and on this street, ton of girls, ton of everybody out, right? I'm sitting there sweating, I'm waiting for my food and drinking water, and this beautiful young, probably she was like what 21, I was 23 at the time. She walks up to me, Poppy, you sweating? I said, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm sweating, you know what I'm saying, I'm from Chicago. She grabs the napkins, sits on my lap, and wipes the sweat from like my face and my forehead.
Oh God, Apex.
Beautiful. A woman that I never thought in a million years, right, that I would ever get, is sitting on my lap, wiping the sweat off of me, calling me all types of good names, like, "Oh, you handsome," and all that. I'm like, "Oh shoot, okay." And then I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, and I'm looking over at my homies, and they over there like, "I told you, bro." I'm like, "God damn."
Apex. I mean, really, is that all it took, Apex? Really, this Cinderella-like girl that comes out and says, "Ah, puppy, let me do this for you." Like, here's my thing. I think that here's what I get from you, or what I understand. Who doesn't want to feel love and special? Right? Like, I look at it as men deserve that just as much as women. So when I hear your interpretation of it, right? Or I hear your what you're going through with it, I look at that as, honestly, to be honest with you, brother, that's a beautiful thing, because you could be saying the other shit. Oh, she robbed me, try to give me AIDS, try to do this. So I'm serious. Like, so I feel as though at the end of the day, I think that it's beautiful that you're experiencing it. Yes, it's not the idyllic way of, how we have it where, a boy meets a girl, she's walking down the street, they link up, no, you're experiencing something that is still beautiful, to be loved, to be paid attention to be treated like a man, to be treated like a human being, to have someone do that for you. And like I said, that's what escorts technically do. Escorts do that. Escorts are really not, I mean, they do have sex, but a lot of them is just for companionship, to have someone talk nice to them. So, you know what I mean? To do that. And I understand why men pay for that, or men invest into that, because, a lot of women, they're thinking, like I said, everyone's confused. If I treat this man bad and have him chase me, he's going to do this. And they don't realize they're deterring and throwing these men more and more into the escorts. Because one thing about an escort or a horse, she's honest. She's like, listen, you pay me this money, I'll be whatever you want. I do whatever.
Yeah.
So there's no confusion.
I love it.
So of course, a man, honestly, like I said, a man will die. Let me tell you something. This how I know men love their whores. They go through hoops to keep them separate. They go through hoops, yo. They be like, yo, check this shit out. Like, they will put the whole, oh, don't come to my wife's of it, but it's because they want to keep the relationship going with their whore. Like, listen, I got this shit at home, but listen, I need you to understand, because the minute that you become over to how she's acting, you're no longer an asset to me. You're not doing for me what I need to be done. And I get that whole ideal. Like, I get that ideology of it. It's like, listen, you have to understand that I'm relying on you to balance out my life. Like, I got to deal with this shit because through society, I have to walk with a wife. And it is, in order for me to work and in order for me to be cool with my boys, and majority of the people they got to stick up their butt, that still hold on to these old ass ramifications of love and Bible-like type of shit. They need that. And so I see why that is something where whores will never go out of style. Escorts will never be out of business. Prostitution will always be the oldest profession. And at the end of the day, like I said, any man that disagree is usually a motherfucker that has a whore by them side. They just do. There's a lot of married men. There's a lot of married men that comes on YouTube. They have whores. And they will never let you know why. Because, yo, man, you're not going to fuck up my happiness for me. You just ain't going to do it.
Oh, yeah. That's something that I don't understand, why dudes like to call girls whores and this, that, and the third. I'm just like, bro, like, first of all, pussy ain't never free. I mean, this is how I call it. Like, there's tricking and then there's flat foot tricking.
Mm-hmm.
Apex, I flat foot trick. I stay with that $40.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa, one
And
second. Hold on, Apex. I'm sorry. Texas Maid said, "Is she condoning prostitution?" Well, Las Vegas condoned it. Are you going to start? He said,
what is wrong with prostitution?
He said, "Am I condoning prostitution?" So I will throw it back to you, Texas Maid. Vegas, Nevada condones prostitution. Will you be out there with a picket fence saying, "Shut this shit down"?
Exactly. And I mean, I had prostitutes show up to my Airbnb in BMWs. I said, "Holy shit, you got this from selling?" Oh, she was like, "Yeah." And then she told me she make like 200 grand a year off it. I said, "Oh, I mean, forget a regular job." I say, I don't
Can I be down? You remember that, Apex? You might be too young, but there was a Martin episode where Martin was with Gina, right? And Gina was being courted by, I think it was like her ex or some shit. And he was like, "I want to give Gina the finer things in life." And he was just naming all the shit he wanted to give Gina. And Martin was like, "Shit, you got me riled up." He's like, "Can I come? Can I be with you?" Because it's just like a normal person is going to be like, I mean, wait, what now? Like, wait, how much money you making? Or wait, how much money you getting? That's why, like, you know, when it came out, my Tyree, he was saying, you know, that I was a stripper and everything. What people don't know is that he drove me up to Scores, which is in Atlantic City. It's a exclusive gentleman's club. I'm not sure if it's still there. It's actually it was in the Trump Taj Mahal, and he drove me up there. He was sitting in the room. Right, like he one time he was jogging. He jogged up to the casino and just made sure I was okay and all this other stuff. And to me, I thought to me it made sense. I'm like, listen, you know, we're safe. He's safe. You know, he knows what's going on and stuff like that. He picked me up, and you know, I would count my money in front of him and stuff like that. So I found it funny how he threw it back in my face, and I was like, well, why did you throw it back in my face then? Why did you take the money? I don't understand. Like, I just didn't get what
he sound real salty. That's you know,
well,
that's what
I
it
think
sounds
what
like.
it is because, like I said, we like to throw stones and live in glass houses. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Let's talk about why when you had an issue with working, because see, I looked at it like this: you use me to continue on for you to pay your bills and things like that. Wouldn't a real man just get a second job? Wouldn't a real man say, you know what I mean? Like, well, hey, baby, you know, listen, you're working and stuff like that. I'm falling on hard times. I'm going to get another job or whatever the case may be. That's what I looked at it as. I looked at it as he asked me, and I trust him enough to say, okay, well, if I am going to do that, these are the parameters. You know, are you willing to come there? He said, yes. He can't. I put no gun up to his head. We did a whole summer in Atlantic City. And like I said, there was no me fucking or nothing like that. I would go dance, make my money, come back. We would go out, eat, stuff like that. Like I said, it was no qualms about it. And so one thing women have to understand is that's what I said. I see why women don't speak up, because it's a scary thing to think that, yo, like, you are going through life with this person and this person can make you feel bad for something that they was right there with you with. Saying, I feel bad for women.
Crazy.
Yeah, I feel bad for women who legitimately say that a man will say, yeah, I want you to have my baby. And then when they get pregnant, say, bitch, I ain't want to have no baby with you. I feel bad for them bitches. I feel bad for those women, because those women be the ones that be speaking out. They be like, yo, you said you wanted to have a baby with me. And a nigga will switch up on them so quick. And we don't talk about that. So that's what I'm saying. It's just true. It's a level of trust. What I did was I trusted a man with my life, my livelihood, my ups, my downs, my ebbs, my flows, and he betrayed me. And which means, this is what this means, ladies. It means I was right all along. I should have left that nigga, which I did. And I'm glad I did, because it came out. If he was solid and he had his character, that's just what it would have been. None of this will be going on. But because it's looked at as this, no, fuck that. You're not going to be happy. You can't be happy if it ain't with me. You cannot be happy if it ain't with me.
Yeah.
How is how am I saying my husband was my pimp? That's not a pimp. How is it a pimp? Me going to dance is pimping. That's what I said. I don't know why strippers are not fucking going off the roof. But you know what a stripper would say, honestly? Fuck that shit, pay me. Give me some money. And that's where
What's
I
wrong with a
lost.
pimp?
I don't know what's wrong with pimp. I never had a pimp. I never
Okay,
had a pimp in my life.
now listen, coming from a proud pussy paying man, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That is like my channel slogan. I say that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
PPP 3 is 3 P's, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has a problem of tricking, all right,
Mm-hmm.
look at your old lady, as Trucker
Mm-hmm.
Brown would say, and you know what I'm saying, and way too fly,
Mm-hmm.
and just calculate how much money did you spend on dinner,
Yep.
on her shoes, her nails, her, you know what I'm saying, her weave and all that. Put
Mm-hmm.
all that into a calculations, and then look in the mirror at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if all them calculations reach over $40, who's tell me who's really winning out here?
But
Okay, I spent $40 and I have the best time of my life, and then I'm back making money. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? You know, I have nothing against relationships. I have something against people that look at whores wrong, that look at tricks wrong. We all tricking. We all, that's what we are doing. But it's just in a different format. That's just how I look at it. It's just all in a different format.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's one of those things where it's the pot calling the kettle metal. And we do that all the time. Like I said, I have with this going on, I have people, white people that are in my corner or people that, like I know, and they're like, dude, man, just another day, bro. Anyway, what's going on with you, girl? Did you get that much? Like, it doesn't affect me because it's just like, who am I to stand with this, this whole thing about being like, yo, like, oh no, that's what? Trump is out here grabbing pussies. Like, just straight up, like, he's just grabbing pussies and just living life, and we don't hold him to any accord. But like I said, it's weird because, see, we're letting broke motherfuckers, niggas, people like that set the precedent of the tone of conversations, and I don't take
I
shit
gotta
from
talk about that. I have to. I have to touch on that one. Okay, nobody in this chat has $1 billion.
no one in the chat has
Okay,
$1 million.
exactly. Y'all don't understand what that type of stature in society gives you. Trump probably can just grab a woman by the. I mean, come on, he a billionaire.
Yeah.
So I mean, everybody got upset, and he was just speaking facts. He's like, you can just walk up and grab by the pussy. I have girls like I be walking down the streets of the Dominican Republic.
Mhm.
Girls run up to me, poppy, 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 and then they're molesting me. Like they're grabbing places what I'm saying, they shouldn't be grabbing, and trying to bite and lick. And I'm just like, whoa, okay, hold on, one at a time. It'd be like 10, 5, 8 of them. I'm just like, holy shit, and they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. That's sort of the same thing what Trump was trying to say. It's like, I'm Trump. I grab my pussy. Like, I mean, he probably could.
So nasty. I mean, again, the problem is what you said initially, having a grasp of reality. Like I said, when we're talking about things and stuff like that, who are we really impressing? We're each other's peers. Everyone that's in here is each other's peers. Anyone that does have the type of money that is on the lines of Trump or other things like that, they don't really fraternize in these forums. It's safe to say that everyone here, they make money, but it's not the money that we're using as examples in life. And so the whole idea is, like I said, what I'm trying to bridge the gap is to let women know you cannot be affected by this. Like because men can't even quantify or put it into words what exactly it is. They wave the goalpost, they move it accordingly. And I say this for men to let men know, you calling any woman a whore is obsolete, is passe now. Everyone's trying to be a whore. People do things to get money. People are doing whatever it takes to get money. And we just read out what the Webster Dictionary is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's one of those things where it seems it's going to be impossible to ever settle the argument. It's going to be impossible to ever put it into or please everyone's definition of what it is. But what I do know is, like I said, I don't know why men are telling their wives or making it seem like they don't like whores, because that's a flat out lie. That's a
I love a
flat
good
out lie.
whore. Oh man, I love whores. I mean, you know what? I don't even call them whores. Like, I mean, that's just like, I don't know. That word sounds a little harsh. I call them
Mhm.
my chicas. I call them my chicas.
Your girlies, okay. I'm glad you're not saying niñas, because if they knew that, they'd be like, "Oh shit, you and the little girl, oh fuck,
Oh no! Oh
oh
no! No!
Lord,
On the
that's
R. Kelly.
old." I'm gonna piss on you. You're a mess, Apex. But Apex, I love you, man. One thing I love a good conversation. I think I that's what I really wanted to show the men is that I'm not your average chick. There will be no like illogical conversation. We gonna get down to the nitty gritty and we can go back and forth and we can have a logical conversation about it and stuff like that. So I know you're getting ready to 1 second. I know you're getting ready to go to hold on, what? Okay. I know you're
Yeah, I
getting
got to hit
ready.
up the Utah.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I'm reading this right now. Yep, he wants me to start back driving. Way way too fly. It's always a pleasure. I just love coming up here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still get nervous as hell whenever because this is like TV. There's
Mhm.
like a hell of a lot of people watching this. But yeah, thank you, way too fly. Thank you, Trucker Brown, for letting me on here.
Absolutely.
I wish nothing but the best for both of you. All right, Apex out.
Oh man, peace out, Apex. That was Apex Traveler, guys. One thing about Apex that I love is that at his age, it's not even that he has it figured out. It's just that he understands where he's at in his life. He's 24 years old. He's young. You know, he's just gonna live life accordingly. So, that's what I appreciate with someone like him. So, Zell, you are tenacious. Lord, Zell sent me $1. He told me to do an IOU. And Zell, I can't, Zell. I can't. I just cannot. It goes against what has been said. And what's been said is just ironed out. Zell, you gotta pay the 20 to get in. I know you want to say something. I mean, you sat there for a whole 40 minutes. But I know that the nigga in you believes that you do not have to pay. It saddens me. It saddens me that you would rather take the hard road. Niggas love taking the hard road. Why? Why do you guys do it to yourself? I don't understand it. Texas Maid said, well, with the whore appropriation comes the disrespect. How would you handle that? Just like this. See, disrespect is this is how I quantify disrespect. This is how I take in disrespect. It's disrespectful for you to put your hands on me, right? That's a time for me to do something. Words, absolutely not. You guys don't have words down pat. Like TB said, you'll call your wife a whore if she's not doing what you ask her to do. You'll talk about your wife. You'll fuck her like a whore, or you'll fuck your whores, whatever the combination would be. So a whore can only have but so many definitions or meanings. It just can't. That's why I pulled out the Webster's dictionary and I use it in the Urban Dictionary as well. Because again, why are we still doing this? Why is this even a word to be used as a derogatory name? It's just like fucking calling people niggas. Why are we still why would anyone be affected by someone saying that? Why would a black person be affected by a white person calling them a nigga? You call each other's niggas. I don't understand it. Is it disrespectful to keep calling men niggas? Men call each other niggas. So are you saying that only men can call each other niggas? Help me understand it. You guys have to help me understand. I think it's because you guys are not thinking beyond the box on it. I hear women call men niggas. There is no repercussion for it. Now, if they put a little spice on it, that's when y'all get alarmed. Like, whoa, wait a minute, you put a little stank on it. That's when everyone gets up in arms. But nigga is a derogatory word. So why would men call each other that? So that means you're disrespectful to each other. Let's play it your way, Don Neo Pepe. You call each other niggas. So that means you're disrespecting yourselves. So why would I respect you as a man? Texas made, why would girls call themselves bitches and be cool with it, but when they get called the same thing by a dude, it's disrespect? I totally agree, Texas made. I totally agree. I don't disagree with that at all. If a woman call each other bitches, and then when a man calls them a bitch, it shocks me. Exactly. Women call each other bitches and hoes too. That's why I don't get the shock value of it. I don't understand it. You were called a whore. Okay. I was like, all right. He's calling you a whore. He's disrespecting you. Is he? I mean, he's I don't get it. What was I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do if a random broke ass working at 49-year-old nigga with 2 failed marriages, a fucking fat bitch that he won't put on fucking camera, his kids in the background, he's yelling about the fist fight with them, drinking old ass Douce that he refills in that same ass bottle, do for me? What was I supposed to do? You guys have to help me with that. And he thinks he won. That's the thing. He thinks he's in a war with me. He thinks he won. I bodied you. I injured you. Whore, 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 whore. Like, I died. I laughed. Ha 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 ha. I said, this goddamn geriatric fool. The fuck? I mean, literally, I died. I mean, we laughed to see the anger. Pack, the pack, let me know if you hit the Cash App. If you did, let me know in the private chat. I would love to have you on. I was shocked. And that's why I said, oh, okay, I see what I got to do now. Y'all niggas think I'm not with the smoke. Oh, you niggas think you're going to tear me down? Oh, you'd have met the right one today. Y'all met the right one. The realest shit Guilty said was be yourself, and be myself I shall. Guilt, the thing that I cannot stress it. I'm talking about ladies be asking me all up and down, girl, you better than me. That I am. Fuck, I look like walking in shadow and shame. You got pastors fucking little boys in the ass. You got pastors fucking gay people in a church. You got men having sex with trannies. You got motherfuckers paying for people's OnlyFans. You got 6, 7 bitches that be calling your man phone. You know damn well your man cheating on you, but you got to stay around his ass all day to check behind his ass so he doesn't cheat in front of your face, God forbid. Why the fuck would I live in fear? Why are we doing this? Listen, it's been real. Okay. So listen, y'all, it's been real. We did well. This was a good, great segment. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Texas Maid said, in the same place, how is it easier to pit people against each other but difficult to unite? Look what happened to the stock market. Texas Maid, I agree, man. You know why I agree? I think the problem is this. In order for you to make the change, you have to make it individually. You have to be the change. You have to be the example. If you're not the example, you have no room to stand on. You cannot be the pot calling the kettle black. You cannot say A, B, C, D, F, G if you do not do A, B, D, C, F, G. You know, I said this on my platform before about black men being killed in the street. All you black men be ready to fight when someone disrespects you. You be ready to kill each other when someone disrespects you. So they're looking at examples. They're saying, oh, okay, well, you kill each other for less. You kill each other for less. Oh, Lord. The bishop is getting on truck of red. Oh, Lord. So listen, guys, it's been real. I hope that the ladies understand that fuck what anybody has to say. And I mean anybody, because technically, dudes, live your life. If you're not running for office, which seems to be the only time your past comes into play or question into play, live your life. Do what you feel as though is right. Do what you feel as though is necessary. Whatever life you choose to live, take it to the fullest extent. And also with the men. Men, listen. At the end of the day, do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. But don't be surprised when people call you out on it. Because the men that rule the world are not y'all. We have plenty of shining examples of true men that should be ruling the world. And there's a lot of them that left this planet too early, if you ask me. If you guys don't know, you can hit the Cash App Way Too Fly Baby to support the channel. Way Too Fly YouTube channel has taken a drastic turn. And this is how it's going to be on my YouTube channel moving forward. There will be no me in the begonias and me being Molly the maid and me cooking and doing nice things. You can see that on my Instagram. My Instagram is a personal testament to how I handle hating ass niggas. I just do what the fuck I want to do. I do what I want, and you think or do what you think to get me off my square. Everyone go follow Trucker Brown. New Regine Entertainment is where all the hot mess is. Trucker Brown channel has it where he does his schooling podcast. And I would suggest that you guys follow the Patreon as well, where we get uber spicy over there. And I'm thinking that I'm going to start a how to not marry a fuck boy. That's going to be a guide that's going to be coming out soon, how to identify that. And so again, I bid you guys all a great Sunday. I think New Regine is going to be going live tonight, a little bit light tonight for the people that's burning miles at night. We definitely don't leave you guys out. And yeah, man, y'all stay safe out there, especially if you guys are driving on the road. All right, I will let Akil send us out. Let me cue it up real quick because Akil be that John. Started from the beginning. Boom. Yep. What? This is black excellence right here.
Just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the set. Tell that little bitch about back. Can't get your bitch off my back. Roll 10 me no 50 if she get if we get in the strap.
It's Akil, y'all. Akil VCR. Go follow him on Instagram. Black excellence, a young black brother getting it, trying to do something positive, telling you niggas to fall back.
2 shots, man down, wrist gon' bust down, might drown. I'm in the end zone, touchdown, and your bitch crushed it. It's a clown. I deserve a free throw.
I don't care the fuck y'all talking
about. I ain't fucked on your bitch in a while. You can get the hands, no Kobe, Chris Childs. 10K, you're fucking, I'm Mr. Childs. Just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the cell.
You know that bitch up all back.
Can't get your bitch off my back. Off-white shoes, I'm racist. Fuck up your wrist, I'ma take it. Remember we tried out the bacon. Remember we tried out the basement. Remember they said I won't make it. One time I tell you won't take it. Hit that boy right on the payment. Watch that boy leave a like, but he hate it.
Boy, you hell in my stick in the coat. She call you Sally, my dick in the throat. Ain't got no red, little nigga alone. Still do the most, walk around with the toast. Yeah, you better leave me alone. You can get small like a cone. Boy, you you a chicken, I'm back to the bone. Sipping on Remy, but digging your kitty, I feel like a send me, you hear me. You feel me? She see me, she dig it. Right on the dick, pussy pop like a willy.
Woo.
Shawty a roller, I looked at my Rolodex. Been for that hoe that you cup, you ain't know it. Yeah, ain't with that plan, I'm saying you know it. And walking on water, little bitch got it soaking wet. Hit her a pillar, she shaking like jello. Little mama asking I'm high. Hello. Why you stepping my shoe looking too white? Gave her the dig and $1, she do right. Bitch, y'all dinner, I only took 2 bites. Got a new Glocky, that shit got me too right. Some balance, some walkie, that shit got me too right. She wanna do business, then I'm fucking tonight. Yeah.
Dressing that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the cell. Tell that little bitch to fall back. Can't get your bitch off my back.
All right, y'all. Like I said, listen, make sure that you guys are subscribed to Way Too Fly. The channel went left and you need to go right with it. Make sure you are subscribed to New Regime Entertainment. Make sure you guys are checking out Trucker Brown. We love you guys. And hopefully you guys will vibe with us later on tonight. We're going to be on New Regime and we with the shits. Always. Peace, y'all. And y'all stay cool.